Jizong Immortal Emperor was chased away by Yemo, so no one was surprised that Jizong Immortal Emperor wasn't back. However, no one would believe that Yemo killed Jizong Immortal Emperor in such a short time. Jizong Immortal Emperor was chased away by Yemo, so no one was surprised that Jizong Immortal Emperor wasn't back. However, no one would believe that Yemo killed Jizong Immortal Emperor in such a short time. Seeing Jizong Immortal Emperor wasn't back, the Jiao Qian Emperor sect members were immediately disappointed. Their martial ancestor was here, and Yemo still didn't show them face. Now that he beat their martial ancestor away, how could they get jade cards? Jiao Qian Emperor sect members come, get jade cards. Another voice sounded at the secret realm entrance. Martial ancestor Lang Xian. The sect members immediately recognized this person and became excited. Some immortal emperors all came up to greet Lang Xian, Immortal Emperor, but they didn't understand how he had Yemo's jade cards. However, no one asked about this. In a short time, almost everyone who wanted to go and got a jade card, and the entrance soon cleared up. The remaining people were all immortal emperors and immortal monarchs, or some merchant association immortal pill grand masters. Brother, are you okay? Tang Beiwei saw Yemo, came back, and immediately came over. She was escorted over by ethereal immortal pawns, Immortal Monarch. I'm fine. I'm going to set up a place to buy immortal spirit herbs. 2 months later, we're going to bulk buy immortal spirit herb. Yemo then saluted with his fists and bid farewell with the rest of the immortal emperors. He had plenty of things to do here. Some immortal emperors, familiar with Lang Xian Immortal Emperor, started asking about where Jizong Immortal Emperor was. As for how Lang Xian Immortal Emperor answered, Yemo wouldn't care at all. Coming back to his temporary cultivation home, the first thing Yemo did was set up formation. He set up many defense formations and then added many blocking formations. He knew that no one would dare to scan their spirit sense here, but just in case. He desperately needed to spirit control the golden bow of immortal extermination. This thing was a massive slaughter machine. If he spirit controlled this, his battle power would rise drastically. Yemo just set up the formation and Shadowless snuck over. Boss, I feel that Secret Realm isn't simple. Someone locked it up with formation from inside, meaning that he has a way to not get teleported out within 2 months. Boss, do you think this person has Chaos World too? Yemo smiled. Do you think you're the only one who thought of this? Let me be honest with you. Everyone realized this problem, but no one spoke about it. 2 months passed quickly for the cultivators. Many immortal emperors gathered together to discuss Tao experience. Some even exchanged some items. After all, usually they wouldn't be gathered like this. Later on, even some other immortal emperors came over just to trade some things. The immortal emperors gathered together, so of course the immortal monarchs gathered together. Only Yemo didn't join them. It wasn't that he didn't want to, but that he needed to spirit control the golden bow of immortal extermination. A few immortal emperors came to invite Yemo, but knowing that Yemo was in solitary cultivation, they didn't come over. Yemo was indeed in solitary cultivation, but not inside the cultivation home, but in the Golden Page world. With Shadowless and the formations, Yemo felt secure going in the Golden Page world. When Yemo didn't spirit control this bow, he only knew it was very powerful, but after Yemo started to study this bow, he realized just how powerful this bow was. There were 108 restrictions on the bow. Jizong Immortal Emperor only spirit controlled less than half. Yet the magic artifact was that powerful. Just how powerful would this bow be after he spirit controlled all the restrictions? Yemo didn't have time to waste. He went into the time formation disk and immediately started spirit controlling this golden bow of immortal extermination. He doesn't know how long Jizong Immortal Emperor had this bow for, but even now he still didn't completely spirit control it, meaning that spirit controlling this wasn't easy. Without the time formation disk, 2 months was far from enough. Yemo had spirit 9 transformations and 3 birth chant. He was Immortal Formation Grandmaster too. He was much faster at spirit controlling these restrictions. Even so, it took Yi-Mo a year for the first level of restriction. After the first restriction, a name appeared in his head. It was Golden Bough of Truth Extermination, not Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination. At first, Yi-Mo didn't care. Perhaps Jizong Immortal Emperor wanted to make this bow sound better, so he used the name Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination. After Yi-Mo's spirit controlled the first level of restriction, he became faster at it. After 9 years, Yi-Mo had reached the 36th level. When the name changed from Golden Bough of Truth Extermination to Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination, Yi-Mo realized what happened. Jizong Immortal Emperor didn't give it the name Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination. The bow had it. When you spirit control this bow to a certain level, it would change into a new name. Immortal Extermination was completely different to Truth Extermination. Yi-Mo was excited and put all his mind onto spirit controlling this bow. 3 years later, Yi-Mo reached the 48th level. This bow was still Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination. Yi-Mo didn't continue. He found he couldn't spirit control the 49th level no matter what. Time was limited here, so he stopped. Jizong Immortal Emperor only reached 48th level before. Putting the Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination away, Yi-Mo picked up that golden bone arrow. Yi-Mo found that the bone arrow had 108 restrictions too, but with the experience from the bow, Yi-Mo only used 3 years to reach level 48. Putting the arrow on the Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination, Yi-Mo immediately felt as though the entire world was in his control. A powerful confidence surged from his heart. It was as though whomever he pointed the arrow at, he controlled the person's fate. So powerful. Yi-Mo took in a cold breath and put the bow and arrow away. Next time, if Wei Feng Grand Emperor dared to act cool in front of him, then don't blame him for giving an arrow to Wei Feng. The Golden Bough of Immortal Extermination was this powerful. Yi-Mo had made up his mind that once things here were over, and he went to look for Nie Shuang Shuang, he would find the other 8 arrows. If he had 9 arrows, maybe even the Divine Emperor would feel threatened a little. Yi-Mo estimated it was time for the secret realm to open, so he came out from the Golden Page world. Boss, if you still didn't come out, I was going to call you out. The secret realm is starting to close. People are coming out from inside. Shadowless said desperately. Hearing this, Yi-Mo indeed saw many great Eternity Immortals and Immortal Kings coming out from the secret realm. Everyone who came out seemed to be in a good mood. He soon realized that the secret realm delayed opening by a few days, so people lost a few days' time. Lift up the sign quickly. Yi-Mo told Shadowless, and then told Tang Beiwei that whomever wanted to trade for level 7 and above pills to come in. People who came out from the secret realm became people whom everyone wanted. Those who had sects went to their sect grounds to organize things, but there were many solo cultivators too. Even so, many people came to Yi-Mo's stall wanting to see if Yi-Mo would really have high-level pills. For example, E-King pill, Monarch will pill. Even if Yi-Mo didn't mention it, people knew that they wouldn't be able to get such pills. OMG Extreme Jia pill, CI King pill, 1000 turn disaster surviving pill, E-King pill, Death Monarch pill, Monarch will pill, Blue Essence pill. One Immortal King stared at the sign and mumbled. Then he rubbed his eyes. Am I seeing wrong? How is this possible? How can E-King pill and Monarch will be traded with Immortal Spirit herb? Is this real or fake? Uff! Shadowless stood under the sign and said contemptuously, My boss can even open the secret realm. These pills are nothing. That Monarch will pill, I usually eat it like sweet beans. Just look at your hillbilly look. So embarrassing. However, Shadowless was thinking that he would ask Boss to give him a Monarch will pill to eat. It wasn't satisfying that he could say how the pill tasted like in his bluff. There really is E King Pill, Monarch will pill. Yimo's sign immediately caught the attention of the people nearby, and this news spread like wildfire. There really is E King Pill, Monarch will pill. Yimo's sign immediately caught the attention of the people nearby, and this news spread like wildfire. E King Pill was the pill for great eternity immortal to break through to immortal king. It was rarer than level 8 immortal pill. Monarch will pill was for immortal king to break through to immortal monarch. It was unimaginably precious. Even immortal pill grandmaster find it very hard to concoct these two pills. Even the top merchant association and merchant tower didn't have these pills for sale. One could only buy these pills from massive auctions. The price isn't something ordinary people nor sects could afford. There wouldn't be a lot as well. Yimo publicly started selling E King Pill, and Monarch will pill not only shocked all the great eternity immortals and immortal kings, but also shocked all the sections. Even Wei Feng, immortal emperor, came over to check when he got the news. When he saw that this was true, Yimo's danger level rose another level in his heart. Many immortal emperors knew Yimo was level 8 immortal pill grandmaster, and was about to reach level 9, but no one expected he could sell E King and Monarch will pills so casually. Although Yimo clearly stated that to buy these pills, there must be a Yupeng immortal fruit of E King pill and Jade Flow Void wood for Monarch will pill, this was still very scary. The sign also stated that you can still buy these two pills without these two immortal spirit herbs. You could buy it through other level 9 immortal spirit herbs. The path of cultivation was very hard. This was the same even for the most talented immortals. Not everyone had the 3-birth chant and bitter bamboo like Yimo. So, Yimo's pills immediately attracted everyone. Great eternity immortals wanted to buy E King pill from Yimo at all costs, and immortal kings wanted a Monarch will pill at all cost. Due to this, the stalls at other merchant associations became not so popular. Even those merchant associations wanted to get a few of these top-level pills from Yimo, because Yimo also had 1,000 turn disaster surviving pill. This was the top 0 side effect divine damnation immortal pill. It reduced heart demon and increased enlightenment. There was also great void weaving pill that was top quality spirit sense and soul curing immortal pill. Where would you usually be able to get this? That immortal king wasn't angry at all, and instead asked Shadowless with a sycophantic tone, "May I ask if there really is Monarch will pill here?" This immortal king asked this, and all the immortal kings and great eternity immortals were listening in. Shadowless said in contempt, "Would I trick a little immortal king like you? Didn't you know I can eat an immortal king with one gulp?" "I'll tell you now, there definitely is. First and best dressed until it's sold out. Then I want to trade a Monarch will pill," the immortal king said, and then looked worriedly at Shadowless. Tang Beiwei quickly said, "You need to go inside to exchange for Monarch will pill. If you don't have Jade Flow Void wood, the price is very high." Even though Shadowless said first and best dressed, no one wanted to go in first. They all saw how dominant Yimo was, and no one wanted to try it first. If Yimo just robbed their immortal spirit herb, even Wei Feng, immortal emperor, wouldn't be able to get it back for them. The immortal king hesitated before walking inside Yimo's cultivation home firmly. "Sect leader Yi, Wan Bei wants to trade for a Monarch will pill." The immortal king went in and saw Yimo sitting inside a not-so-good-looking pill cauldron and bowed. Yimo could tell this immortal king's tone was shaking, so he smiled. "Don't worry, I'm the sect leader of a sect. I'm not going to rob your immortal spirit herb. Even if you get chaos spirit herb, I won't rob it. If you just want exchange for Monarch will pill, do you know my price?" "Yes, I have a Jade Flow Void wood here, and a level 9 immortal spirit herb. There's also 6 level 8 immortal spirit herb." The immortal king carefully took the immortal spirit herbs out. Yimo could tell this immortal king had more immortal spirit herb, but Yimo was happy with this. With this, he could concoct another cauldron of monarch will pill. Yi Mo waved his hand and swept these immortal spirit herbs away. Not bad, these things can exchange for a monarch will pill. The immortal king saw Yi Mo take his things, but not take out monarch will pill, and he was shook. Clearly, he was worrying too much as Yi Mo gave a jade bottle to him the next moment. This is a special grade monarch will pill. Good luck! The immortal king quickly opened it. He couldn't care if this would make Yi Mo unhappy. Special grade monarch will pill, it really is. The immortal king murmured and remembered he was still in Yi Mo's cultivation home, so he quickly put away the jade bottle and bowed. Thank you, sect leader. Thank you, Qian Bei. Wan Bei will leave now. He was immortal king, tertiary stage now, just one step from immortal monarch. With this pill, he would probably have more than 60% chance of reaching immortal monarch. When this immortal king went out, everyone couldn't wait anymore and all asked, "How is it?" This immortal king didn't have the mood to talk here and just said, "It's right to go in, I'm going." Then he blinked and disappeared. He didn't want to say he got monarch will pill, but he didn't want to offend EMO by not saying anything. It seems he really got it. Probably did. Otherwise, he wouldn't be like that. "This is nothing," I said, "that in the future people can even buy level 9 immortal pill from our sect." Shadowless said in contempt. Tang Beiwei quickly stopped Shadowless and said, "Qian Bais, my brother isn't going to trick you guys. If he says there is, then there is. Please get in on it early. Once my brother decides to leave, then there would be no more. I want to trade. Let's go in together." Tang Beiwei's extremely pure look and amicable tone made many immortal kings and great eternity immortals interested. They started going in teams. This time, people came out quicker. Some people didn't want others to know what they got, but some people rejoiced. Some people even raised the jade bottle and praised, "This is extreme grade immortal pill." In a short time, Yi Mo's place became very busy. People started flocking to Yi Mo's place. Soon, the entire Jiakui immortal city knew about this. Many people came over to buy immortal pills from Yi Mo. The immortal pill grand masters of other merchant associations buying immortal spirit herbs had no competitive capability and could only watch Yi Mo take all these high-level immortal spirit herbs. So, those merchant associations took out high-level immortal spirit herbs to trade top-level pills from Yi Mo. As for the condition, Yi Mo said that he would get priority in selecting a spirit item. He had already forgotten it. Yi Mo didn't have the time to check who got it. His hands were sore from collecting level 9 immortal spirit herbs now. "Don't push in line, who are you? You came later than others, and you want to push in? Immortal Shadowless. Can such person go in to exchange for pills?" "Big brother Shadowless, you must take care of this." A few immortal kings squeezed in, and some people were immediately unhappy. Many of them had lined up for a long time. Today was Shadowless' coolest moment. Now that someone called him for help, he immediately yelled, "You who let you push in line, stand at the back. Otherwise, don't blame Big Brother Shadowless for not giving you a chance." "Don't Shadowless immortal. We told sect leader Yi we were coming. We came to deliver immortal spirit herb." The immortal king at the front said, "Don't Shadowless immortal. We told sect leader Yi we were coming. We came to deliver immortal spirit herb." The immortal king at the front said, "Shadowless. They're the bunch who broke our formation and then came to apologize with their sect." Tang Beiwei recognized them. It was the 4 people Li He, Tong Li, Yuan Kuei, and Chan Yi. These 4 used this as an opportunity to get into Yi Mo's cultivation home early. The people on the side couldn't even refute this. Sect leader Yi told them to come, who would dare to let them line up. Although they knew that they would spend more immortal spirit herb to exchange for immortal pills, they were still very grateful that Shadowless let them in. Even Yi Mo didn't realize the scene would be this hot. In fact, he had enough level 9 immortal spirit herb already. He threw all the immortal spirit herb in the golden page world for small ginseng to manage. However, such opportunity was rare. The pill concoction was arduous, but he didn't want OT give up now. As immortal pills were traded, the line not only didn't grow short, but instead grew longer. Chan E and them got the pills they wanted and came out very thankful. If it wasn't that Yemo was too busy now, those immortal emperors even wanted to visit them. However, Shadowless stopped them so they could only send their sect members to line up. Later on, Yemo's place wasn't an immortal spirit herb exchange place anymore. It was a place of wonders. If you lined up and it was your turn, your wonderful fortune came. Some people even paid high prices for a front spot. Shadowless listened to the rules Tang Beiwei set. That was, positions could be traded, but people couldn't rob and push in line. People could trade positions, but Shadowless would take 10% fees. Shadowless got more and more benefits and couldn't help praising Tang Beiwei. No wonder she was boss's sister. If only he could come up with such ideas. Qianbei, I have 3 level 9 immortal spirit herbs here. 1 jade flow voidwood and 7 level 8 immortal spirit herbs. I want to trade for 1 monarch will pill. A square-faced immortal king took out his immortal spirit herbs and put them on the table respectfully. According to Yemo's rules, these immortal spirit herbs were enough for a monarch will pill, but this time Yemo didn't take the immortal spirit herb and instead asked with interest, "What's your name?" The square-faced immortal king dazed. Before he came in, he asked many people and got the same answer that Yemo didn't ask name nor origin. How come when it was his turn, Yemo asked his name? Wan Bei Yu Duanyu, I'm in solo cultivator, but I came to Jacque's secret realm to find immortal spirit herbs. I was lucky and found a few level 9 immortal spirit herbs. The square-faced immortal king said more respectfully. He wore a gray robe and was immortal king, tertiary stage peak. A solo cultivator. Yi Emo repeated before studying this Yu Duanyu again. You stayed for 10,000 years in the Jia Kuei secret realm. You must have gotten some nice things there. Yemo's words struck him. He looked dazedly at Yemo and was even about to release his magic artifact, but he soon realized that if he did, it was asking for death. If Yemo wanted to kill him, he would have done so already. He had studied about Yemo before and knew the Yemo didn't even fear Wei Feng Grand Emperor. A mere immortal king looking for trouble with Yemo was seeking death. Qianbei, Wanbei don't understand Qianbei's meaning. Yu Duanyu dazed for less than half a second and woke up. As though fearing Yemo, he added, Wanbei left a few more level 9 immortal spirit herbs indeed. If Qianbei needs, I can take it out. Yemo waved his hand. No need, although I need immortal spirit herb desperately. I'm not someone to rob. If there's something I want, I will take out something of equivalent value to trade with you. You sealed that secret realm, meaning your formation skills are quite good or you have some great fortune inside the realm. But I broke your formation, meaning my formation skills are a bit higher than yours. Yu Duanyu wanted to explain, but Yemo raised his hand and said, Do you know why I gave everyone who went in a jade card? Wanbei don't know. Yu Duanyu answered. Did you get my jade card? Yemo suddenly didn't keep explaining and asked. Sweat appeared on Yu Duanyu's head. Wanbei got a jade card. Yu Duanyu knew that the jade card would crack inside the secret realm. You're lying. Yemo's tone was getting annoyed. Do you think if I can break your formation, I would need to make jade cards to go in? Yemo asked again. Yu Duanyu was about to lose it and said shakily, Qianbei, that formation isn't set up by Wanbei. Wanbei don't know what Qianbei means. Yemo sneered. All those who used my jade card can be sensed by me within 3 months, but you never used my jade card. I was planning to stand at the entrance and check one by one, but I finished solitary cultivation too late. Some people had left already, so I couldn't be bothered checking. Why else do you think I made all those jade cards? Do I like making trouble for myself? I was thinking if that some person would come up. For this, I put the opportunity of exchanging for higher level pills inside the cultivation home, and I actually did meet you. It seems we're fated to meet. Yi Mo stared at Yu Duanyu and said calmly. Yu Duanyu's face went pale and knew there was no point in arguing, so he said, Qianbei, I did stay in there for 10,000 years. As for method, I can only say I'm lucky. I have a space formation disk that can be used to stay there. If Qianbei needs, Wanbei will show you immediately. Yi Mo nodded, show it to me. Yi Mo knew that even ordinary truth spirit worlds couldn't stay inside, but a formation disk could stay inside. Yu Duanyu didn't hesitate this time and took out a formation disk. Qianbei, it's this. All the things I have are inside. Yi Mo's spirit sense easily broke the spirit sense restriction and scanned in. Soon, Yi Mo realized what was going on. He was a top immortal formation master, but even he couldn't see the structure of this formation. The space law inside were countless times stronger than the space magic artifacts he made. He even felt some familiarity in this space law. It was exactly as he felt in that palace. Not only so, this space formation disk had the same chi as his time formation disk. This meant that the space formation disk had similar value as his time formation disk. They probably came from the same place. Yi Mo didn't know what the space formation disk was for, but his spirit sense saw large patches of high-level immortal spirit herbs. He even saw 2 blue plums. It was a chaos spirit item just below the 10 great spirit items. It was very delicious and could cleanse soul and immortal essence. You indeed have some good things. Yi Mo looked at Yu Duanyu and said. Yu Duanyu was sweating cold, and he bowed again. Qianbei, if you like it, please take it all away. He regretted coming here and running into the net. Yi Mo threw the space formation disk back. You indeed have a lot of things I want there, but if I wanted to rob it, I would have done so already. Would I need to wait till now? I don't even need to do anything here. I just need to leave a mark, and you would never be able to get away. You have a lot of good things, but so do I. If you don't believe me, ask Wei Feng, that old man, if he's interested in my things. Wanbei, don't dare. Yu Duanyu quickly said. Yi Mo got up. I'm not showing off. I'm saying I have enough things to trade with you. As for your space formation disk, it's good, but I don't want it. I just want one of the blue plum. Level 9 immortal spirit herb. I need emperor carrot, dark frost root, blue flame fruit, sea heaven poppy. After saying more than 30 level 9 immortal spirit herbs, Yi Mo took out a bunch of things and threw it in front of Yu Duanyu. You can choose yourself and we can start dealing. Half-god artifact. Yu Duanyu looked at the things Yi Mo took out in shock. The pills were just as Yi Mo said. Monarch pill were special grade. When he saw the twisted god flag, he couldn't resist calling out in shock. Half-god artifact. Yu Duanyu looked at the things Yi Mo took out in shock. The pills were just as Yi Mo said. Monarch pill were special grade. When he saw the twisted god flag, he couldn't resist calling out in shock. Yi Mo immediately said, That's right, this twisted god flag is a half-god artifact. A very powerful one. An immortal emperor tertiary stage used this. Even I almost fell for it. Do you want to trade for it? It was already a bit ruined when Yi Mo fought against it. Yi Mo used a few days to simply repair it so it could be exchanged. Yu Duanyu said dazedly, Qianbei, of course Wanbei is willing. I'm very willing, but I can rob you, so why exchange with you, right? Yi Mo could tell what Yu Duanyu meant. He knew that Yu Duanyu didn't really believe him because this was too absurd. With his current power, even if he killed Yu Duanyu, secretly no one would know. Yu Duanyu's things were indeed enough for people to greed over it. But to Yi Mo it was just so. Yi Mo was interested in the 2 blue plums, and he wanted both, but he knew these things were too precious. He would be willing to trade everything for it. But the monarchical pill was also extremely important to Yu Duanyu, and he was willing to trade it for the een blue plum. As for robbing, Yemo really never thought about it. There was no conflict between the two. He didn't like robbing an innocent person's belongings. Another reason was that cultivating three birth chant required him to keep his thoughts straight. If he robbed Yu Duanyu for no reason, he would feel guilt and regret. That would hinder his cultivation. How could Yi Mo destroy his future for a space formation disk? Even if a real chaos world was in front of him, he wouldn't rob it from Yu Duanyu as long as there was no enmity between them. I have no enmity with you. I'm not going to rob. You can choose what you like now. Yi Mo pointed at the things on the ground and said, "Thank you, Qianbei." Yu Duanyu could feel that Yi Mo wasn't cheating him. He took out what Yi Mo needed without hesitation and gave it to Yi Mo. Then he picked the twisted god flag and another monarchical pill. He really wanted the rest of the things, but he didn't take it. However, Yi Mo left a bottle of level 8 blue essence pills and another monarchical pill. He then gave another extreme grade flying immortal artifact to Yu Duanyu. You might be able to use this in the future. I won't rob your things, but other people might not do the same. Qianbei's honesty is unlike anyone I've seen before. Wanbei will remember Qianbei's great help. If there's the chance, Wanbei will head to MOU Immortal Sect to pay you back. Yu Duanyu was truly grateful to Yi Mo this time, and he meant it. Yi Mo nodded. With these things, Yu Duanyu would have a great future. It was good to make good connections. He then gave a jade card to Yu Duanyu. Crush this. Seeing Yu Duanyu look at him in confusion, Yi Mo explained, other people might be able to guess why I made the jade cards. If they guessed it, then you would be over. Yi Mo left a very faint spirit sense mark on these cards, but there were many powerful beings, and Yi Mo didn't dare to believe his spirit sense marks were undetectable. Yu Duanyu instantly realized this and quickly crushed the jade card before bowing. Wanbei will leave now. If Yi Mo was going to plant spirit sense mark on him, he wouldn't use this stupid way. Yi Mo did this was certainly to try help him. Yu Duanyu made up his mind to repay sect leader Yi when his cultivation was successful. After Yu Duanyu left, Yi Mo also rejoiced. He gave the immortal spirit herbs and een blue plum to small ginseng. He had a bountiful harvest this time. He didn't want more level 9 immortal spirit herbs anymore. After exchanging a few times, Yi Mo told Shadowless to take down the sign. Hearing there were no more pills, those who didn't get a pill regretted greatly. Just like Tang Beiwei said, there was only one opportunity. If it was some other immortal pill grandmaster, people would stop him from going, but no one dared to stop Yi Mo from going. At most, they would ask when Yi Mo would hold such an event again. Those people who traded immortal pills rejoiced. Yu Duanyu also left with the other immortal kings immediately. When he left the defense formation of this secret realm, he immediately felt a powerful spirit sense scan over. Yu Duanyu wasn't dumb. He immediately realized that Yi Mo was right. Someone guessed Yi Mo's plan. That person didn't dare to scan the entrance of the secret realm, but every immortal king leaving here would be checked. Realizing this, he was even more grateful to Yi Mo. The other merchant associations, due to Yi Mo's appearance, used his method too, trading immortal pills with immortal spirit herb. But their pills could only reach level 7, and there was no special grade. They didn't have E-King pills too. When Yi Mo was working, they barely had any business. Now that Yi Mo was leaving, they breathed easy and didn't hate Yi Mo as much. "Boss, are we going now?" Shadowless saw Yi Mo come out and jiggled his, but as he walked up, this time had been the most satisfying time he has had. Small Ginseng didn't want to call him Big Brother, but these 2 days, a few hundred people call him Big Brother. Sect leader Yi, may I ask if you're going directly to our ethereal immortal pond or some other place first? Yi Immortal Monarch asked. She was even more respectful after knowing Yi Mo was a level 8 immortal pill grandmaster. If it wasn't that Yi Mo was going to go, the only immortal emperor from Ethereal Immortal Pond, would be coming. Sect leader Yi, come have a seat at my Black Lightning Emperor sect. Nong Yen Immortal Emperor was here already. Brother Yi, my Nan Luo Emperor sect isn't far from here. If Brother Yi can come, it would be our honor. Shen Kuin Immortal Emperor squeezed to the front. He felt his decision to apologize to Yi Mo was too smart. More than half of the Immortal Emperors came wanting to invite Yi Mo over. But Yi Mo wasn't interested in this. He just saluted with his fists. Immortal friends, I need to do some things lately, and I have no time to go elsewhere. But 20 years later, I will be holding the sect opening ceremony in MOU Immortal Sect. Today, I will shamelessly invite you all. 20 years later, if you have time to come to my MOU Immortal Sect, then regardless of who you are, as long as you congratulate our sect opening, I will greet you personally. Yimo's sound transmission went out, and all the people at the secret realm heard this. Those sect elders, sect leaders, immortal emperors, and immortal monarchs all expressed that they would be coming. Some immortal kings who didn't get immortal pills planned to store their immortal spirit herb and visit MOU Immortal Sect 20 years later. Wei Feng Grand Emperor's face was extremely bad, and so was Wu Hui Immortal Emperor. He knew his revenge would be very hard to get. Yi Mo could even beat away Jizong Immortal Emperor. Even if Yi Mo met Wuyin Immortal Emperor, the results would be unpredictable. Gong Hua Heaven was far, but who didn't want to congratulate a immortal pill grandmaster like Yi Mo? If they connected well with Yi Mo, then they might be able to ask Yi Mo for some pills. Yi Immortal Monarch, I will definitely go to Ethereal Immortal Pond, but I might not be able to go with you. We can meet 3 months later at Ethereal Immortal Pond. Yi Mo said politely to Yi Immortal Monarch. Yi Mo just left Jiakuei Immortal City. His spirit sense scanned Yu Duanyu. Yu Duanyu didn't go far, and instead stayed at outside the city. Yi Mo just left Jiakuei Immortal City. His spirit sense scanned Yu Duanyu. Yu Duanyu didn't go far, and instead stayed at outside the city. Yu Duanyu clearly saw Yi Mo and immediately followed over. Yu Duanyu, you still haven't left? You're waiting for me here? Yi Mo looked at Yu Duanyu in confusion. Yu Duanyu quickly bowed. Yi Qianbei, Wan Bei was indeed checked by spirit sense after coming out of the secret realm. That immortal emperor is probably looking for Wan Bei. Wan Bei stayed here to notify Qianbei. Yi Mo nodded. This Yu Duanyu was quite a good thing. Yu Duanyu was afraid that he didn't know his spirit sense mark was known by someone, so he came to tell him. Thank you. I already guessed who this person is. Yi Mo knew it was probably Lang Xian Immortal Emperor. Lang Xian Immortal Emperor was much harder to deal with than Jizong Immortal Emperor. He was bleak and calculative. Jizong Immortal Emperor didn't at all that Lang Xian Immortal Emperor had killing intent towards him until he was ambushed. You're a mere immortal king. Why would immortal emperors look for you? Shadowless said. Yu Duanyu smiled awkwardly, because Wan Bei stayed in the secret realm for 10,000 years, so... Oh, I see. I was wondering why Boss was so nice to make jade cards for people. So this is it. Shadowless wasn't dumb and immediately realized the use of Yi Mo's jade cards. But before he finished, he was slapped on the head. This time, it wasn't Yi Mo, but Tang Beiwei. So what if my brother helps? He always helps people. Do you think he's like you? Tang Beiwei reproached. Shadowless quickly put on a smile. Beiwei, I meant to say that Yu Duanyu was too dumb. If it was me, I would definitely not leave. There's so many immortal spirit herbs inside. The immortal spirit chi there must be very dense. Of course, I would stay inside and cultivate. Tang Beiwei was immediately unhappy, Shadowless. You're saying that as soon as Yu Duanyu came out, he was caught by my brother, so he's stupid, right? Seeing Shadowless have nothing to say, Yi Mo smiled and said, Yu Duanyu actually didn't want to come out, so he set up a counter-locking formation, so people couldn't go in. However, he didn't expect me to break that formation. Qianbei. Yu Duanyu quickly called. Seeing Yi Mo look at him, Yu Duanyu said, quietly, Qianbei, Wanbei really didn't set up that formation. Wanbei don't know who set up that formation. Wanbei did want to keep staying in there, but after knowing someone set up counter-locking formation, I quickly left with everyone. Yi Mo was shocked. He always had thought that Yu Duanyu set up this formation, so he didn't ask. Now that Yu Duanyu did set it up, it meant that other than Yu Duanyu, there was a second person in that secret realm. That person didn't want people to go in, but also didn't want Yu Duanyu to come out. As long as the secret realm wasn't open, there would be no automatic teleportation. You really didn't set up that formation. Yi Mo's tone was much more serious. No, Yu Duanyu said assertively. Then why didn't you tell me earlier? Yi Mo frowned. Wanbei told Qianbei. The first time Qianbei asked, Wanbei said the formation wasn't set up by Wanbei. Yu Duanyu said, sourly. Yi Mo nodded. You're not to blame for this. Wait, there's something wrong. Shadowless, you control the space-time boat. I have something to talk with Yu Duanyu. Yi Mo noticed something wrong soon. The space-time boat started to fly towards the heaven domain border. Tell me how you got the space formation disk, and what else you saw in the secret realm these years. Yi Mo asked. Yu Duanyu clearly remembered this event deeply, and immediately said, when I went inside the secret realm, I felt a cave with extremely dense, immortal spirit chi. My spirit sense scanned there, and I saw an immortal marrow well, one of the top ones. I didn't think much, and went inside the cave wanting to take the well away, as I didn't have time to cultivate in there. Since you can see the cave, it means it's not very hidden, right? Yi Mo asked. Yu Duanyu nodded. Yes, it wasn't very hidden, that's why I desperately wanted to take it away. But when I moved that immortal marrow well, I found the space formation disk. Before I spirit controlled the space formation disk, it had a very ancient chi. I immediately started spirit controlling that space formation disk. Yi Mo sensed the eeriness of this event. Since Yu Duanyu said that place wasn't very hidden, the immortal well should have long been taken. When I started to spirit control that space formation disk, I noticed something wrong. I started to feel a sliver of space, law, secrets from spirit controlling it. I was overjoyed and knew I found a top-level treasure. I started to refine it like crazy. When I have spirit controlled part of it, I went inside immediately. Yu Duanyu still seemed to be excited. Tell me in a bit. I'll check if you have any restrictions or something on you. Yi Mo stopped him from talking. Yu Duanyu stopped talking. Yi Mo's questions made him feel something wrong. His luck was too good. That counter-locking formation was too eerie. Yu Duanyu gave his hand to Yi Mo without hesitation. For hours later, Yu Duanyu felt his organs being burned to dust by Yi Mo. Then, Yi Mo suddenly used a few hand signs and grabbed a black flame out. The black flame looked like fire, but didn't have any heat at all. I was planted such a flame. Yu Duanyu looked at the flame in Yi Mo's hands in shock. Yi Mo didn't answer and took out a box made with endless flame river gold and then set up tens of restrictions before putting the jade box into his golden page world. That's right, I found this in your body. This flame is actually a tracking soul mark called Qian Soul Abyssal Mark. With such mark planted on you, the person would be able to find you even if you're dead. Rarely can anyone remove it. If I'm not wrong, there should only be 2 people in the immortal realm who can break it, and one of them is me. Yi Mo could find this mark because of his learnings in the palace on formation and restriction. If he didn't go to that dimension, he wouldn't be able to break this mark. There was one more person Yi Mo guessed, and it was that master who set up the formations in that palace. That person's formation skills were countless times higher than his, so that person can break it too. Qianbei, you mean to say that everything I did in the secret realm was watched by that person? Yu Duanyu looked dazedly at Yi Mo. He trusted that Yi Mo didn't trick him. Shadowless speed up and change directions. Yi Mo yelled at Shadowless and then said to Yu Duanyu, "If I'm not wrong, that person left the space formation disk to you so you can stay in the secret realm." No wonder when I left the space formation disk, the secret realm had closed already. Yu Duanyu murmured and then seemed to have thought of something and quickly asked, "Qianbei, you meant to say that the person left the space formation disk to me just so I can collect immortal spirit herbs for him?" "It's probably so. I don't know if I guessed right or not." Yi Mo sighed and then added, "If I'm not wrong, the Een Blue Plum was already in the space formation disk." Yu Duanyu's face was pale. "It really is so. I used all the immortal marrow while I got to water the Een Blue Plum. Yi Qianbei, what should I do now?" Yi Mo thought for a long while. "Since this person left you with the space formation disk, it means he knows how to find you with it. If I'm not wrong, he's either already out or delayed by something else, so he doesn't have the time to come after you." Yu Duanyu immediately took the space formation disk out to Yi Mo. "Sect leader Yi, I don't have the power to keep this. You can have it." Yi Mo took it and said, "I won't take your space formation disk. I'll help you check if there's restriction or marks left. Otherwise, even I wouldn't have the power to keep it." Yi Mo never planned to take the teleportation formation to Changrong Heaven. Now he planned to go from the void to Changrong Heaven. The space-time boat traveled in the void for 10 days before Yi Mo came out from the Golden Page world. At the same time, he gave the space formation disk to Yu Duanyu. I Spirit controlled the entire space formation disk. There were indeed a few subtle marks you didn't remove, but now it's fine. The space-time boat traveled in the void for 10 days before Yi Mo came out from the Golden Page world. At the same time, he gave the space formation disk to Yu Duanyu. I Spirit controlled the entire space formation disk. There were indeed a few subtle marks you didn't remove, but now it's fine. Qianbei, you can keep this space formation disk. Yu Duanyu quickly said. Yi Mo still gave the space formation disk to Yu Duanyu. Although I helped you, I'm actually very grateful to you. In this space formation disk, I perfected my space law. This space formation disk will benefit your cultivation greatly. This is your fortune. Everyone has their own fortune, but I like you, so I don't want to rob your fortune. Yi Mo knew this space formation disk would have as much use as the time formation disk. Cultivating inside might one day allow him to move star domains. Although he really wanted this space formation disk, he didn't want to rob Yu Duanyu's fortune. Having this formation disk or not meant if Yu Duanyu would reach higher or get stuck at Immortal Monarch. Thank you, Qianbei. Yu Duanyu clearly understands this, and seeing that Yi Mo wasn't being fake polite with him, he just gave some high-level immortal spirit herbs in the formation disk to Yi Mo. He wasn't an immortal pill master, so keeping the tens of thousands of high-level immortal spirit herbs wasn't very useful. Then, thank you. Yi Mo didn't reject this time. He was immortal pill grandmaster, and these things were very beneficial to him. After putting these immortal spirit herbs down, Yi Mo took out a face mask and gave to Yu Duanyu. This is the highest level mask I have. I don't need this anymore, so you can have it. When you reach Immortal Monarch middle stage, you can come to MOU Immortal Sect and get Tai Wei Emperor pill from me. This mask was given to him by Hong Ling, but now he didn't need it anymore, so he gave it to Yu Duanyu. Yu Duanyu put away the face mask, and Yi Mo continued asking, "Are you going with us to Changrong Heaven or somewhere else?" Yu Duanyu released the extreme grade flying immortal artifact and bowed to Yi Mo. "Wanbei will leave alone. Once my cultivation is fruitful, I will definitely come to MOU Immortal Sect to thank Qianbei." Yi Mo nodded. He felt Yu Duanyu's choice was right too. As soon as he left the secret realm, he stayed with him. If people saw this, they would get suspicious. Yu Duanyu flew off from the space-time boat and disappeared from Yi Mo's spirit sense. This guy is really stupid. If it wasn't Boss, he would be dead for sure. Shadowless smirked. He thought that Boss should keep the space formation disk. If Boss didn't want it, he could play with it. He got his hands on quite some good things lately. Shadowless, you and Small Ginseng control the space-time boat to Changrong Heaven. Bei Wei and I are going into solitary cultivation. Yemo called out Small Ginseng and said, to Yemo he lacked power the most now. Mou immortal sect would only be safe if he was strong. There were quite a lot of people gazing at Mou immortal sect, but as long as he was there, Mou immortal sect would be very safe. After going in the Hulk, Yemo went into the Golden Page world for solitary cultivation. Tang Beiwei stayed inside the ship to keep converting cultivation essence to immortal essence. Small Ginseng was the most helpless. He had to control the space-time boat while listening to Shadowless bluffing. Mo didn't cultivate this time. He started concocting all sorts of pills in the Golden Page world. After the time formation disk ran for a month, he could concoct level 9 immortal pills. After the space-time ran for another half a month, he had concocted special grade Tai Wei Emperor pill. This signified that Mo had become one of the best immortal pill grandmasters in the immortal realm. At the same time, he heard news from Shadowless that the space-time boat was in Changrong Heaven. Mo left the Golden Page world and Tang Beiwei stopped cultivation. Tang Beiwei's talent was shocking. She only used a few months' time to completely convert cultivation essence to immortal essence and became a hollow immortal. Although her cultivation resources were countless times better than what Mo had, this cultivation speed was enough to look down on the immortal realm. Boss, Small Ginseng wants to go outside too. Seeing Mo come over, Shadowless quickly said, how did Small Ginseng suck up to him? He was speaking for Small Ginseng. Mo looked at Small Ginseng, and Small Ginseng looked hopefully at Yemo. Yemo thought for a moment. We're going to face Ya Immortal City. I'm good friends with the young city lord. I'm going to see him. Small Ginseng's stealthing chi cultivation method isn't complete. You can't come out yet. Even Shadowless needs to stay in the Golden Page world. When Small Ginseng can completely hide his immortal spirit chi, then you can come out. At that time, I would have reached Immortal Emperor. I don't think there would be any problem then. Hearing that he would have to go into the Golden Page world, Shadowless put on a crying face but didn't dare to disobey his boss and could only go into the Golden Page world with Small Ginseng. At the entrance to the city, Mo and Tang Beiwei went in together. Tang Beiwei was hollow immortal power and didn't have a strong chi, but Mo's chi was obviously extremely powerful. The walking past immortals subconsciously moved over. Fei Xia Immortal City wasn't a big immortal city in the Grand Heaven domain, and even the city, Lord Winter's arrival, just an immortal king. So Immortal King was the highest level being in here. Brother, when you came here alone, would you worry? Tang Beiwei looked at those powerful immortals and asked worriedly. I did worry, but I met a good friend. He's called Jishu. The first time I came to the Grand Heaven domain, he brought me here and helped me make many friends. Other than one, the rest of them were very nice. Mo thought of Jishu, Chibaitsang, Jiuruyan, Yin Hui, and Li Kuan and them. Other than that Siu who was too annoying, he got along with the rest of them very well. Li Kuan became his big sister too. See, that is Fei Xia Immortal Tower. I met them here. Even now, I still remember the flavor of drunk jade well. It's not some high-quality immortal spirit chi wine, but I like that flavor. Mo pointed at the tower and exclaimed, What are you thinking about? Seeing Tang Beiwei's eyes drift off, Mo patted her and asked, Brother, remember the first time we met? It was also in that hotel. Tang Beiwei looked at this luxury immortal tower. Mo thought of Wuliang Mountain when he almost threw Tang Beiwei, who only wore inner clothes, down from 6th floor, and said guiltily, Beiwei, it was my bad before. No, Tang Beiwei suddenly forgot she was an immortal, and even forgot this was an immortal realm big city. She grabbed Yimo's arm. Brother, if it wasn't you, I wouldn't even be alive. I'm most grateful that the heavens gave me a brother like you. Actually, I've always had something I wanted to ask, but I didn't ask. Yimo smiled and said, Ask me. Never mind, I suddenly don't want to ask. Brother, I want to drink some drunk jade well. Tang Beiwei smiled. Then let's go up and drink. I'll take you to City Lord Estate later to see if Ji Shu is there. Yimo walked in with Tang Beiwei. Ever since flying to the immortal realm, he had never been so happy. Before Yimo and Tang Beiwei went in, a dashing light went inside. Yimo protected Tang Beiwei by his side and said with confusion, It was an immortal emperor who just went in. Looking at how angry he is, someone probably offended him. Rumble! A tattered figure broke the building and fell on the streets. A pale-faced man held a broken arm in his hand and instantly attached it. His eyes were very cold and didn't have any fear at all. This man was just a mortal king primary stage, but his killing intent was stronger than some immortal monarchs. No wonder you can hurt my disciple. You have some power. You only lost an arm to a casual attack of mine. As the voice sounded, a middle-aged man flew out of the immortal tower. The man ate a few pills and said coldly, Qianzhe, immortal emperor, you're a heaven domain lord, and yet you attack an immortal king. Buffed! Even if I Chuji you die here today, I still look down you. Yimo was surprised to saw an immortal emperor bullying an immortal king. This happened to him a few times, but when he heard Chujiyu, he was shocked. Chujiyu, wasn't he the most famous cultivator in Luoyu Continent's South P State? Yimo immediately wanted to ask to see if this Chujiyu was the one he guessed, and he heard Tang Beiwei whisper to him, Brother, he's called Chujiyu. Clearly, Chujiyu was so famous in South P State that even Tang Beiwei heard of him. Tang Beiwei's words were clearly heard by Chujiyu and that immortal emperor. That immortal emperor's eyes immediately scanned, overthinking Yimo, and Tang Beiwei knew Chujiyu. Tang Beiwei's words were clearly heard by Chujiyu and that immortal emperor. That immortal emperor's eyes immediately scanned, overthinking Yimo, and Tang Beiwei knew Chujiyu. The moment this immortal emperor just dazed for a moment, a dashing light appeared at where Chujiyu stood. Friend, no matter what Qianzhe immortal emperor does to you, Chujiyu will get revenge for you in the future. Chujiyu said, but his figure was gone. He activated a transmission rune while the immortal emperor was distracted. You want to escape from the emperor with just a mere light transmission rune. Keep dreaming. Qianzhe immortal emperor sneered and signaled to the immortal monarch behind him while he chased out with his transmission rune. His hand sign was clearly for his men to take Yimo and Tang Beiwei away. But as soon as he used his mobility technique, he felt this powerful binding. Then a few invisible spirit sense blades hacked over. The next moment, he found Yimo standing in front of him. Who are you? Qianzhe immortal emperor wasn't dumb. Yimo's powerful domain made him realize that Yimo would only be stronger than him. He had never seen such a powerful person before, and someone who dared to stop them directly. When he saw Yimo's power was only immortal king middle stage, he immediately realized, It's you, you're Yi. You're right, the king is Yimo. Were you going to get someone to capture me and my little sister? Yimo sneered at Qianzhe immortal emperor. Qianzhe immortal emperor was at a loss for words. Even an idiot could see his hand sign just then. He was going to take Yimo and Tang Beiwei away. How could he know he was capturing the famous sect leader Yi? If he knew, he would definitely not do something this brain dead. So, it's sect leader Yi coming here. Qianzhe, don't dare to be rude to sect leader Yi. Please forgive me. Qianzhe immortal emperor soon realized his situation. Although he was Changrong Heaven Lord, His power was much weaker than the merchant association Yi-Mo annihilated. How could he go against Yi-Mo? Take me to see Fei-Xia, immortal city lord. I'm very busy, don't waste my time. Yi-Mo scanned Qianzhe, immortal emperor, and said. Taking Qianzhe, immortal emperor, away was helping Chu Jiyu. As for whether Chu Jiyu could escape, it wasn't something he cared. Chu Jiyu used Tang Beiwei's words to get away. Although Yi-Mo wouldn't get angry at him, Yi-Mo looked down on such acts. Yi-Mo helped Chu Jiyu only because he once benefited from Chu Jiyu. Sect leader Yi, I'm Fei-Xia, immortal city, Lord Ji Mufei. I'm here. A middle-aged immortal king's voice sounded. He was just a small immortal king. The Changrong Heaven, Lord Qianzhe, immortal emperor, was here at the city. How could he dare to stay at the city lord estate? Plus, the MOU immortal sect leader Yi, who was famous in the entire Grand Heaven domain, was here too. Your Yi-Yang, immortal king. Yi-Mo found this immortal king was indeed similar to Ji-Shu. Yes, sect leader Yi. The immortal king quickly replied. Ji-Shu isn't in the city. Yi-Mo asked. Yi-Yang, immortal king, never controlled his son too much and didn't know Yi-Mo was his son's friend. Now that Yi-Mo asked about Ji-Shu, he said in horror, Wanbei, never mind my son's business. If Ji-Shu offended Qianbei, please. Yi-Mo nodded. I'm friends with Ji-Shu. I'm passing by Fei-Xia, immortal city, so I came to visit him. Since he's not here, then never mind. Wai-Yang, immortal king, was dazed by Yi-Mo's words. After a while, he suddenly realized that Ji-Shu got a pill from his friend and reached immortal king. Then he went out to travel. Which friend had this generosity to give Yi-King pill? Who else other than this sect leader Yi? Since Ji-Shu isn't here, I'm going. Fei-Xia Tower was broken, so Yi-Mo didn't want to go in and drink anymore. Ji-Shu should be out traveling with Qi Beizong and Jiu Ruyan. I don't know where they went. Yi-Yang, immortal king, suppressed the surprise and joy in his heart and replied. With Yi-Mo's backup, even Qianzhe, immortal emperor, wouldn't dare to do anything to him. Thank you. Yi-Mo then looked at Qianzhe, immortal emperor, who had an extremely bad face. You said your disciple was bullied by Chu Jiyu. It's probably that little immortal king Lu Mang, right? I think he doesn't need to use a fake immortal king title anymore. By the way, I've seen someone called Yan Jiutian bully that Lu Mang. Don't forget it. I'm going now. Don't let your little immortal king get in my hands. Seeing Yi-Mo and Tang Beiwei slowly walk out of Fei-Xia, immortal city, Qianzhe, immortal emperor's face was green, but he didn't dare to say a word. Of course, he knows that Yan Jiutian almost killed Lu Mang, but he couldn't find Yan Jiutian at all. As for Yi-Mo's words, he had to shut up and listen, even though he was Heaven Lord. Who doesn't know what Yi-Mo did at Jiakuei, immortal city? Even though Qianzhe, immortal emperor, was an immortal emperor middle stage, he was nothing to Yi-Mo. Everyone knew Yi-Mo was a fake immortal king. No one really knows this sect leader, Ye's real power. People can only guess that he's at least immortal emperor, tertiary stage. So pretty. Tang Beiwei stood outside ethereal immortal pond and said, She 3 kilometers, long water fall from the sky. Immortal spirit Qi circulated everywhere, and immortal birds were dancing everywhere. In her heart, MOU City was already pretty enough, but ethereal immortal pond's beauty was far beyond Luoyu continent's MOU City. Only such place could be called an immortal ground. It's only so our MOU immortal sect is no lesser than this. Shadowless came out and said, Really? Tang Beiwei had always heard Shadowless say that MOU immortal sect is very pretty, but had never been able to see it. Brother, when are we going back? I want to have a home to stay. Tang Beiwei asked Yi-Mo. Tang Beiwei came from Earth, and the notion of home was very important to her. Her brother was strong, but didn't have a set home, and this made her feel unsafe. Yi Mo sighed and patted Tang Beiwei's hair. We'll be going back soon. No matter how long he cultivates, Tang Beiwei and Yi Ling were his little sisters. He didn't let Tang Beiwei check her DNA because, regardless of the results, they were his sisters to him. As Yi Mo and Tang Beiwei were talking, the ethereal immortal pond's formation was open. 12 extremely beautiful immortals stood in the clouds dancing as they greeted Yi Mo. A white-haired woman already greeted. She had 2 female immortals next to her. One was a young immortal monarch who didn't look any older than Tang Beiwei. The white-haired woman was an immortal emperor tertiary stage and looked middle-aged, but Yi Mo felt an ancient qi from her. Ethereal immortal pond, qi muley greet, sect leader Yi. Welcome, sect leader Yi. The white-haired woman bowed. Yi Mo guessed this woman was the only immortal emperor of ethereal immortal pond. He quickly returned the bow. I came early to disturb. Mu, the immortal emperor, replied with some polite words. The 2 immortal monarchs next to Mu, the immortal emperor, went up and bowed. The older one was the sect leader of ethereal immortal pond Chan Shuang, immortal monarch. The extremely young-looking one was Yin Yang, immortal monarch. Yi Mo didn't see why he immortal monarch. The greeting ceremony for Yi Mo and Tang Beiwei was very grand. Red rainbow carpets and extremely beautiful female immortals. Tang Beiwei looked at this and said unhappily, I heard in South Peace State that ethereal immortal pond was a very righteous sect. They don't seem to be as righteous as imagined. Shadowless said, I feel this is very good, very pretty, and we're taken seriously. You idiot, if anyone shows you any smile, you forget your own name. Tang Beiwei looked at Shadowless in contempt. Ethereal Immortal Pond was extremely hospitable to Yi Mo. Mu, the Immortal Emperor, came to greet. Mian Saint chatted with Tang Beiwei. As for the immortal fruits and wine, it was the best quality. Ethereal Immortal Pond was extremely hospitable to Yi Mo. Mu, the Immortal Emperor, came to greet. Mian Saint chatted with Tang Beiwei. As for the immortal fruits and wine, it was the best quality. Although Yi Mo had a lot of good things, he wasn't good at making food. Ethereal Immortal Pond's top desserts, immortal fruits, and wine made Tang Beiwei and Shadowless crack up while eating. Seeing Shadowless and Tang Beiwei so happy, Yi Mo was thinking about how to go look at Ethereal Immortal well while not being seen by other Ethereal Immortal Pond people. However, he heard Li Mu, Immortal Emperor, say, Sect Leader Yi, I have someone in my sect who knows you and wants to talk to you alone. Would you have the time, Sect Leader Yi? Someone he knew? Who would that be? He only knew this me, Yun saying a little. Of course I do. Yi Mo said, speechless. Wasn't this clear? He was eating the best immortal fruit and wine. How was he not free? What business could it be? At most it was a few cauldrons of pills. Ji Yin, take Sect Leader Yi over. Me Yin and I will stay with Beiwei here. What could Yi Mo say when an immortal emperor was going to stay with Beiwei? He could only follow Ji Yin and leave. Yi Mo and Ji Yin went through a few corridors before coming to a lake. There were water lilies blossoming all over. The faint immortal spirit chi mist gave people a refreshing yet ethereal feel. Ji Yin immediately turned to leave after bringing Yi Mo here. In a small pavilion, a white-robed woman had her back facing Yi Mo. She held a blue fruit in her hands. Yi Mo really knew this woman. She was Saint Ning Iyu. But now she was no longer saint. Yi Mo saw this blue fruit and thought of Jingingli in the Truthful Palace. When he first saw her, she used a jade flute too, but it was white. Yi Mo didn't know how Jing Ingli's music skills were, but he knew Jing Ingli used the flute to attack. He was certain Ning Iyu's flute was just a music instrument. Ning Iyu felt Yi Mo come over and suddenly put the flute on her month and started blowing. A miraculous music came out. The surrounding was soon immersed, this lightly sad music. Even Yi Mo felt some sadness. After the piece finished, Yi Mo missed Luoing and them extremely. After a while, he sighed and walked towards Ning Iyu. He didn't know why Ning Iyu called him here. He didn't even know her as well as Mi Yun. Sect leader Yi, please sit. Ning Iyu bowed and said softly. Yi Mo went over and sat down. Sect leader Yi, the world is really hard to predict. When you and sister Li Kun came to Ethereal Immortal Pond, you just wanted to cultivate at the Ethereal Immortal Well. But now, you're a sect leader that our Ethereal Immortal Pond martial ancestor needs to greet personally while I'm still the same. There was some faint disappointment in her tone. Yi Mo didn't answer. He could feel her sadness. In terms of talent, she was second to none. As for status, she just came down from Saint. Even though she made a few mistakes, she wasn't punished. Clearly, she has support in the sect. But Mi Yun was immortal king while she was still great eternity immortal. That's why she was sad. Yi Mo, what do you think of Feng Qin as a person? Ning Iyu suddenly called Yi Mo's name. Yi Mo didn't care. I don't know him well, but I don't really approve of him. I feel even Xiang Changyong's much better than him. Yi Mo said. Ning Iyu nodded. It's normal that you don't like him. She knew Yi Mo didn't like Feng Qin. Yi Mo compared Xiang Changyong to Feng Qin because in Yi Mo's eyes, even an enemy was better than Feng Qin. Then she fell silent again, but Yi Mo was getting impatient. He wasn't here to talk about these boring things with her. Just when he was about to get up and go, Ning Iyu suddenly said, Yi Mo, do you have someone you like? Someone I like? Luo Ing, Qiu Shu, Jing Gwen, and them flashed before his eyes, and he nodded. Yes, I do. I do too. Ning Iyu suddenly showed some joy on her face. He's Feng Qin. He's not very magnanimous, but I like him. Yi Mo frowned. He knew she liked Feng Qin, but why was she telling him this? He wasn't friends with her. Actually, I'm willing to be your Dao partner, but I don't want to lie to you. I will always be thinking about him in my heart. If you don't mind me thinking of him, I'm willing to be your... Yi Mo interrupted. Wait, Goddess Ning Iyu, what do you mean? When did I say I would be Dao partners with you? Where did you hear this? She liked Feng Qin, and even if she didn't didn't want to be Dao partners with her. Ning Iyu got up and said with a pale face, Didn't you come to Ethereal Immortal Pond to propose to me? Yi Mo rubbed his head speechlessly. Do you think I'm someone who has the time to do that? Plus, I've never thought of finding a Dao partner. Even if I am... Yi Mo didn't say the rest, but he meant that even if he was, he wouldn't be asking Ning Iyu. Ning Iyu looked dazedly at Yi Mo, and her face went more pale. The words of sect leader Chan still sounded by her ear. Sect leader Yi is extremely talented. He's not only an immortal formation grandmaster, but also an immortal pill grandmaster. He rejected all the invitations of the big emperor sects, but agreed to our Ethereal Immortal Pond's invitation. I've thought about it. Other than you, there would be no other reason. Mi Yin said that you brought him over. There might be some misunderstanding between you guys later on, but I believe you should explain that now. Sect leader, you knows I have someone I like. Sigh, that sect leader Yi is a prideful person. He might have some misunderstandings due to this. No matter what he thinks, as long as you try, I will give you a E-King pill. Actually, in the small heaven domain, you gave the Pengyu immortal fruit you got to Feng Qin. Don't think no one knows about it. That's why the sect didn't give you E-King pill. Don't compare with Mi Yin. Mi Yin made a deal with Yi Mo, and she got more than one Pengyu immortal fruit. I'll put my words here today. If Feng Qin can give you a E-King pill, then I'm wrong. Otherwise, this would be the only chance you can get a E-King pill. If you're still going to give up on that, then you can blame no one but yourself. Yes, sect leader, Ning Iyu understands. Seeing Ning Iyu's gradually more pale face, Yi Mo frowned. Goddess Ning Iyu, are you okay? I'm fine, sorry, sect leader Yi, I thought wrong. I'm going, do as you wish. Ning Yu got up and bowed. Wait. Yemo stopped her. Thank you. You brought me to ethereal immortal well last time. Yi Mo thanked her first. Seeing Ning Yu didn't answer, he could only say, Goddess Ning Yu, I want to ask you something. Did you give the jade card you used to take me into the ethereal immortal well to Mi Yin? Ning Yu shook her head. Martial's sister Mi Yin didn't take it from me and said she would leave it with me for now. Yi Mo rejoiced and saluted with his fists. Goddess Ning Yu, I want you to help me with something. Ning Yu looked at Yi Mo and laughed in self-mockery. You can use it and give it back to me. I've already broke the rules once. I don't mind breaking it a second time. Yi Mo took the jade card awkwardly. I have a more over-the-line request. I want to go into the ethereal immortal pond for cultivation, but I don't really want your martial ancestor and others to know. Ning Yu shook her head. From here to ethereal immortal, well, everyone can see you. It's impossible to be not seen. Yi Mo quickly said, I have a way for no one to see, but I'm afraid that when people look for me, they don't know where I went. Ning Yu thought for a moment and said, Sect leader Yi, come with me. This was the first time Yi Mo came to Ning Yu's room. The layout made the room seem lightly distressed. This was the first time Yi Mo came to Ning Yu's room. The layout made the room seem lightly distressed. You can stay in my room. As long as I don't go out, the sect leader would definitely not come find you. Ning Yu said. Yi Mo looked at her, and he thought she was going to make a request for helping him. Seeing her say nothing, Yi Mo immediately realized what was going on and said, You're going to leave ethereal immortal pond. Ning Yu smiled faintly. Yes, I'm going to leave here. I made too many mistakes in the sect. Not being punished is the most that Qianbei can help me to do. If I stay in the sect, I will never be able to reach a mortal king, so there's no need to stay here. Although I like Fengqing, if you're going to take me away, I will go with you. It seems both the sect leader and I are mistaken. This is the last thing I can help you with. Other than on Sister Li Kuan's account, it's also my approval of you, but this would soon be found out, and I will be punished more, so I can't stay here. Yi Mo understood her predicament and nodded. Then I'm going if you need a sect in the future to stay. MOU Immortal Sect welcomes you at any time. Ning Yu smiled sweetly, and her mood actually felt better. Yi Mo had been to the ethereal immortal well once, and in a short time he went stealth from Ning Yu's room to that peak. Yi Mo patted the jade card in the air, and a ripple formed as a void door appeared before him. He quickly grabbed the card and went in. Seeing this Xiang Peng wooden house, Yi Mo suddenly felt his attitude last time was funny. When he saw this house, he just wanted to take it, but now he felt nothing at all. Yi Mo took off his clothes without hesitation and went into this well. When he went in last time, he felt like he was stabbed by needles, but now it was just like ordinary boiled water. He knew that with his immortal god body refinement, his body wouldn't be torn even if he wore clothes, but he wanted to test if this well would be beneficial to immortal god body at the back. So he took off his clothes. Yi Mo knew that the tearing was stronger as he went further in. Last time, he was able to get to that platform due to that middle-aged scholar helping him. This time, he scanned his spirit sense over, but didn't see a spirit sense scanning back. Theoretically, that land was the middle-aged scholars. Even with spirit sense limitation, that man should be able to scan further than him after staying here all these years. That man should have definitely noticed him. On top of that, Yi Mo felt that even as immortal god body middle stage, the well had some help for body refinement at the back. But Yi Mo could tell it wasn't much help to him. Yi Mo sped up, and his spirit sense completely scanned out. His spirit sense was thousands of times stronger than before. Even though spirit sense restriction was too powerful here, he could still scan much further than before. At the same time, Yi-Mo scanned another naked person in the well, and he completely dazed. He didn't expect there was another woman, another completely naked woman. At this moment, this woman stared at him in horror. Her eyes were full of disbelief and fury. Yi-Mo immediately realized that this woman was from Ethereal Immortal Pond. Perhaps she was doing body refinement. Without hesitation, Yi-Mo was about to take out a set of clothes. Just when he grabbed the clothes, that woman yelled in horror, "Don't put clothes on!" "Why?" Yi-Mo asked in confusion. He didn't feel awkward, even if he was naked to a woman after all these years of cultivation, but he should put on his clothes quickly. This is ethereal immortal. Well, if you dare to put clothes on, you will soon be torn to pieces. This woman said as she sped towards the platform. Yi-Mo went on before. Yi-Mo looked at that woman as she quickly took out a set of clothes to put on. He praised her body in his heart. This body was on par with Jinbingyu. The 2 red cherries topped the 2 sturdy white hills. Water trickled down her chest past her waist. Don't look. This woman was clearly an immortal king, but under Yi-Mo's gaze, she couldn't even put her clothes on. Yi-Mo woke up and quickly put his clothes on. Ah! The woman saw Yi-Mo really put clothes on in the well and screamed, forgetting that her clothes wasn't put on yet. Yi-Mo put on clothes and then landed on the platform. He stared at that woman. "Hurry up and put your clothes on. What are you screaming for?" This woman suddenly woke up and quickly put her clothes on. She was shocked that Yi-Mo could put clothes on in the ethereal immortal well. That meant that Yi-Mo was a mortal god body. Now, Yi-Mo's clothes had been dried by his immortal essence. How do you are to put clothes on in the ethereal immortal pond? How are you completely fine? You're only an immortal king middle stage? The female immortal said. There was no longer embarrassment and fury on her face, but more shock. Seeing the woman didn't talk about the awkward scene, and instead asked about him putting on clothes in the ethereal immortal pond. He looked higher of her and smiled, "Because my body refinement cultivation is higher than yours. By the way, you're sect members of Ethereal Immortal Pond, right?" Then, Yi-Mo's spirit sense carefully scanned this huge rock. The middle-aged scholar had disappeared, and so had the stone stools and tables. Yi-Mo still looked around carefully. That scholar was at least a half-divine. He had to be careful. The woman immediately thought of what happened before and covered her embarrassment. "You're definitely not an Ethereal Immortal Pond sect members. How did you get in here?" Yi-Mo didn't answer her, and instead asked, "Did you see a middle-aged scholar here? He's sitting at that position." "No, there was no one here when I came." The female immortal shook her head while studying Yi-Mo with confusion. Yi-Mo's words meant that he had been here before. "How long have you been here for?" 23 years. "You're not from Ethereal Immortal Pond, right?" "How do you know?" the female immortal blurted out. Yi-Mo guessed, but he was very certain of it. Ning Yu had been in Ethereal Immortal Pond lately and didn't go out. If someone could go in the high-level cultivation area, there was no way she wouldn't know. If there was a female sect members cultivating there, she definitely wouldn't lend him the jade card. However, her subconscious words made Yi-Mo doubt things. Someone who could cultivate to a mortal king would have some brains. This woman seemed to have blurted it out accidentally. This woman's actions and words were all very natural and didn't seem fake. He could even feel her telling him not to put on clothes in the well due to worry coming from the bottom of her heart. Yi-Mo felt her age was no older than Ning Yu, and her body didn't have an ancient qi. Yi-Mo shook his head. He was suspicious of an ordinary female immortal. But how did she come in when she wasn't from Ethereal Immortal Pond? It was hard for even him to get in the sect without being found, much less the Ethereal Immortal Pond. As though knowing what Yi-Mo was going to ask, the female immortal said, "I'm a body refinement cultivator, and hearing there was an Ethereal Immortal Pond here, I asked a friend from Ethereal Immortal Pond to bring me in." I snuck into the ordinary region with her because I'm already immortal spirit body primary stage. Yi-Mo knew what she meant and asked, "You're saying ordinary region is connected to here?" "Yeah, but that entrance is very hard. I went around looking when I felt the cultivation effect at the ordinary region was average. In the end, I found here. When I came in, I was only immortal spirit body primary stage, but now I'm immortal spirit body middle stage. This is indeed a good cultivation, sacred ground." The female immortal saw that Yi-Mo didn't seem to come in through appropriate means. "Yeah, but that entrance is very hard. I went around looking when I felt the cultivation effect at the ordinary region was average. In the end, I found here. When I came in, I was only immortal spirit body primary stage, but now I'm immortal spirit body middle stage. This is indeed a good cultivation, sacred ground." The female immortal saw that Yi-Mo didn't seem to come in through appropriate means. Luckily, I didn't go the wrong direction. Otherwise, if I went into ordinary region and saw... Yi-Mo quickly stopped. The female immortal immediately realized what Yi-Mo meant and just said with slight awkwardness, "You wouldn't be able to find it. I don't know how I come in. I wanted to go back to the ordinary region, but I haven't been able to find the way. Otherwise, I would have been out already. Why would I wait till today? How did you come in? Can you help me get out?" "Of course I can take you out, but you need to tell me who you are. And I need to find some things here." Yi-Mo was looking for trails the middle-aged man left behind. The man was at least a half divine. Although Yi-Mo didn't offend him, Yi-Mo used this Starcore Flame and removed his teleportation mark, making this guy get nothing in the end. If this guy left, he would have another powerful enemy. Yi-Mo rubbed his head. He was speechless. He always offended those powerful people. But that was unavoidable. Ordinary people wouldn't have conflict of interest with him. Ever since he got the bitter bamboo and time formation disc, it meant that he would have conflicts with those standing at the pinnacle of the immortal realm. "I don't know who you are yet. Where do you come from?" The female immortal hesitated and asked carefully, "I'm Yi-Mo. I'm friends with the ethereal immortal Pawn Saint. With her help I snuck in." Yi-Mo Nuning Iu was about to leave, so he didn't hide it. The female immortal breathed easy and didn't even ask more about Yi-Mo and said, "I'm called Yusu. I come from Du Heaven, Aroma Realm." Yi-Mo had never heard of this place, but he didn't care. At this moment, Yi-Mo had carefully searched the place where that middle-aged man was. There was no trails. He looked disappointedly at Yusu and asked, "Goddess Yusu, did you see anything special here or any trails?" Yusu shook her head. "No, when I came here it was a huge flat stone platform. I cultivated in here, and when I rested, I put the immortal artifact cultivation home on this platform." Yi-Mo thought of the red card he threw out and the mark inside. He suspected that someone else crushed the card, or the middle-aged man activated the teleportation mark and someone else was teleported in and used by that middle-aged man. Perhaps the woman came here because she activated the rune. Thinking about this, Yi-Mo said, "There was originally a middle-aged man here. I came here to find him this time, but he's gone. This guy is quite strong and good at setting up stealth spirit sense marks. After he left, you're the first to come here. I want to check if he's left any marks on your body. Is that all right?" "Huh." Yusu looked at Yi-Mo with uncertainty and said, "Marshall brother, you're going to check my body?" Yi-Mo showed a little awkwardness. "If it's not convenient, then never mind. We cultivators shouldn't care too much about these things." Yi-Mo really wanted to say he had already seen her naked, so it was fine if he checked. "Aye." Yusu couldn't speak. Seeing her tone and expression, Yi-Mo knew that she clearly didn't want to be checked. Yi-Mo was thinking that if she had a mark, he would force it out and put it on him. The next time, he would be able to find that middle-aged man with it. That way, even if the man was in a disguise, Yi-Mo would be able to recognize him. Just when Emo was about to give up, Yusu suddenly said, I'm willing to let you check as long as, Martial Brother, you takes me out later. Yusu was an immortal king, but she lowered her head as she said this. Clearly, she hadn't come across this situation before. Don't worry, I will definitely take you out, Emo said. Yusu was a bit hesitant, but still gave Emo her wrist. Emo grabbed it, and that smooth feeling made Emo think that Yusu's skin was perfect. Zhen Bingyu's skin was like this too. It seemed that all body refinement cultivators, regardless of sex, had good skin. After Emo just scanned half of her body with her immortal essence, he was shook. What's wrong? Yusu noticed Emo's reaction and subconsciously looked up at him with some rudiness on her hair. Nothing, it's because I'm a bit embarrassed. Sorry, I'm already done checking. There's no spirit sense mark on you. Emo quickly put his hand down. It's okay, I'm very nervous too. Yusu lowered her head even more and said shakily. Without needing to look, Emo knew her red was even more vibrant. Emo smiled awkwardly. He was extremely shocked this woman was immortal Emperor peak stage and even half divine. Not only that, her body refinement cultivation was not at immortal spirit body middle stage, but at immortal spirit body peak. If he didn't have 3 birth chant and grabbed her wrist to check, he really wouldn't be able to see. This woman probably looked down on him too much, and thus was willing to give her wrist for him to check. This woman didn't have any ancient chi, but she clearly didn't possess this body. Her body was definitely rebuilt by some powerful treasure. That's why it felt so natural. The scene became awkward. Emo didn't speak, and Yusu didn't either. Emo was concerned. He was thinking if the missing middle-aged scholar was related to this immortal emperor. Meanwhile, Yusu had this sliver of intimacy on her face. As for whether it was real or fake, both Emo and her knew. Emo was shocked why this woman didn't capture him straight away and instead play this game with him. My body refinement is about to be immortal spirit body tertiary stage. Is your body refinement cultivation really higher than mine? Are you immortal god body? Yusu finally broke the tense atmosphere and asked. Emo suddenly realized this person hasn't attacked yet. Was it because she wanted his body refinement cultivation method? Yes, I'm immortal god body. That's why I'm not scared of the water here. Emo admitted. Martial Brother I've reached immortal spirit body peak, but I still haven't been able to break through. Do you have any experience? Yusu blurted out and then realized that she was too blunt. She quickly gave a jade bottle to Emo. Martial Brother, sorry, I believe that body refinement cultivation method must be amazing. I don't dare to ask for your body refinement cultivation method, but I want to ask you to teach me. You can have this monarch will pill. Monarch will pill. Emo repeated and studied the jade bottle in shock. Even an immortal emperor might not be able to take it out so easily. This Yusu was so generous. But to Emo, this pill was just a candy to him. Emo quickly said, Goddess Yusu, I'm really sorry. My body refinement cultivation method is passed down from my family. I can't give it away. Since that middle-aged man is gone, I'm going to. If you're willing, then come with me. She was an immortal emperor peak. Emo believed she could leave at any time and didn't need his help at all. It's okay, you can take it. Seeing that Emo could even reject monarchical pill, there was a sliver of shock in her eyes, but she quickly stuffed the jade bottle into Emo's hands. As soon as Emo touched it, he felt a powerful immortal essence enter his meridians silently. Sorry. Yusu smiled shyly. This woman wasn't going to do things the hard way. Emo was long wary of her, and even if he wasn't, there was no way she could use that way to subjugate Emo. This woman wasn't going to do things the hard way. Emo was long wary of her, and even if he wasn't, there was no way she could use that way to subjugate Emo. Just when Yemo wanted to counterattack and subjugate her, he suddenly stopped and allowed her immortal essence to control his meridians. He finally realized why he saw her naked, and she was only angry for a brief moment but didn't choose to attack. She really was only Immortal King power, barely Immortal King tertiary stage. Thinking about this, Yemo realized what was happening. Yu Su used the top treasure to rebuild her body, but it had only been a short time and she hasn't recovered her power level yet. Recovering her power in the ethereal immortal pond after rebuilding her body was the best choice. However, her ambitions were great. Not only did she want to recover her power, she wanted to use the ethereal immortal pond for body refinement. This was why her cultivation recovery speed was so slow. She probably didn't expect that there was another man in here. Seeing Yemo being subjugated by her, Yusu took off a storage ring from Yemo's finger and smiled. Martial brother Yi, don't blame me. I think you're a good person, but I really like your body refinement cultivation method. Although Yemo knew that age was not as important as cultivation level, Yemo still felt strange. This woman just rebuilt her body, which she was a countless-year-old monster. Yet she put on the little girl act. No wonder you don't want my monarch will pill, so you have an extreme grade monarch will pill. You have this many extreme grade immortal artifacts? You're really wealthy for a mere immortal king. Wai Yusu took out a blue-robed female immortal robe and stared at it for a long while before saying, No wonder you weren't seduced by me. You have a woman, but I quite like someone as loyal as you. The blue robe was Zhenbingyu's. The unused clothes he bought her were left in the storage ring. As for the monarch will pill and King pill, Yemo was planning to give it to Mi Yun and Ning Yu. Mi Yun took care of Beiwei when he and Shadowless were hunting Jizong, Immortal Emperor, and she helped him in the small heaven domain, so she deserved a monarch will pill. Ning Yu helped him into the ethereal immortal pond twice. Of course, he wouldn't be stingy to her for a King pill. Yusu searched for a while, although Yemo's storage ring was wealthier than an ordinary immortal king. It was only so-so. Throwing the storage ring aside, Yusu said calmly, Give me your body refinement cultivation method. I'm easy to talk to compared to all those years ago. Yemo looked at Yusu and asked calmly, You're probably not from Fundu Heaven Aroma realm, right? You're not worried or scared? Hearing Yemo's calm tone, Yusu asked in some shock, I'm scared you would let me go. Even if I let you go, I can kill you at any time, but I don't like trouble, so I won't let you go for now. As long as you listen to me, I really wouldn't kill you. Then why would I be scared? You're right, I really like your character. Do you want to know who I am? Yusu smiled sweetly. If you're willing to tell me, I'm willing to listen. Yemo smiled. Yusu was a little shocked. She walked up to Yemo again and sealed 10 more meridians before shaking her head. If I didn't subjugate you myself, I would think you're not subjugated. You need to think clear. If you don't know who I am, I really won't kill you, but if you know who I am, you won't have that chance. Yemo sneered. Whether you will let me live or not, I really don't care. I'm scared that even if you would leave me alive, you wouldn't let me go easily. Yusu laughed. You're really interesting, but even if I tell you, you might not know. My name is Yu Jinxiang. Haha. Even I'm about to forget my name. Yu Jinxiang. Yemo really had heard of this name before. You've heard of my name? For someone as old as her, she could easily see Yemo's expressions. Yemo didn't hide it. I've heard of your name indeed. Not only that, someone made a deal with me. If I kill you, I would get a magic artifact and an absurd heritage. You agreed. Yu Jinxiang really asked this subconsciously, but then she realized it was pointless. No, I was only golden immortal at the time. If I agreed to that guy, it would be suicide. You're not dumb. Tell me, where is that guy? If you take me there, I'm willing to let you live. Haha. Ever since I rebuilt my body, my personality got a lot better. I actually don't have the desire to kill you and instead want to let you live. This is really strange. Yu Jinxiang wasn't lying. If it was before, she wouldn't use this peaceful tone and way to deal with Yemo. Yemo smiled and said pridefully, I don't need other people to spare my life. I control my own life. Even annihilation, divine damnation, won't be able to take it away from me. Then, Yemo patted the dirt from him and got up. You weren't sealed by me? Yu Jinxiang looked at Yi Emo in shock. She really didn't understand how Yi Emo wasn't sealed up. She clearly sealed Yemo's meridians. If she didn't approve of Yi Emo, she would have twisted his dantian. After rebuilding your body, your cultivation level only recovered to a mere immortal king tertiary stage. Yet you want to seal my meridian? Are you arrogant or prideful? You can only blame your news for being too outdated. If you went out for a spin, you wouldn't think so. Yi Emo smiled. Just who are you? Yu Jinxiang's face changed and a golden fan appeared in her hands. Yi Emo didn't wait for her to release the fan and then grabbed in midair. Yu Jinxiang immediately felt the terrifying pressure around her. It was as though she was instantly bound. The next moment, the golden fan appeared in Yi Emo's hands. You're not immortal king. You're an immortal emperor. Yu Jinxiang looked at Yi Emo in shock. Her face was extremely pale and her eyes were full of despair. In order to rebuild her body, she went through all sorts of hardships and had succeeded, but at the last minute, she fell in the hands of Yi Emo. She could tell Yi Emo hadn't cultivated for long. Reaching immortal king, middle stage, was his peak. How could he be an immortal emperor? Yi Emo smiled and didn't die. Because he wasn't, he hit his power level, making other people think he was immortal emperor. You know Xianlan Merchant Association, right? Yi Emo had decided to scare her first. Yu Jinxiang and Kaimi were different. She possibly knew more. He needed to get more answers from her. It was annihilated by me. I killed both of the immortal emperors. Xianlan Merchant Association is now history and will never appear again. Yi Emo said coldly, You annihilated Xianlan Merchant Association and killed 2 immortal emperors. Yu Jinxiang repeated, Of course, not just that I taught Wei Feng Grand Emperor a lesson and chased away Jizong Immortal Emperor. However, I didn't kill him. He was killed by his martial brother Lang Xian Immortal Emperor. Yi Emo bluffed. He clearly was at the lower hand in the battle with Wei Feng Grand Emperor, but he said he taught him a lesson. Yu Jinxiang didn't see it anyways if she was scared dumb. She would be much easier to talk to. You can still come here after annihilating the 2 immortal emperors of Xianlan Merchant Association? Yu Jinxiang looked at Yi Emo with suspicion. Why can't I come here? Yi Emo knew Xianlan Merchant Association had a backup, but he didn't know who it was. Yu Jinxiang seemed to know. Yu Jinxiang said, The backup of Xianlan Merchant Association is Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor. Almost no one knows this, but I do. I'm curious why Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor didn't look for your trouble after you annihilated Xianlan Merchant Association. Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor of the 4 Grand Emperors? That's right. Although Wei Feng Grand Emperor has the title of Grand Emperor, he's nothing compared to Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor. Yu Jinxiang sneered. This was Yi Mo's first time hearing this, and he asked, Ever since how Heaven Grand Emperor was killed by the others, I've never heard of Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor. Usually for big things, it's Feng Kong Grand Emperor and Dragon River Grand Emperor. Blood Cauldron probably died, right? You even know how Heaven Grand Emperor died. Yu Jinxiang was more shocked. She even suspected that Yi Mo was an old monster like her. Don't ask me how I know, tell me what you know. Yi Mo interrupted. Don't ask me how I know, tell me what you know. Yi Mo interrupted. Yu Jinxiang really wanted to know who Yi Mo was, but she had to listen to Yi Mo. She could only reply, because how Heaven Grand Emperor got a dead Tao fruit. Yi Mo didn't know what it was, but after looking at the jade slip Kai Mi gave him, he already knew that it was the number one immortal fruit of the immortal realm. Of course, this is just to immortal emperors and divine emperors. It was much more precious than even Chaos Blue Reed because it was a few of the rare fruits that could increase the lifespan of an immortal emperor. Yi Mo didn't know before, but now he knew that even immortal emperors and divine emperors had lifespans. No ordinary immortal emperor or divine emperor's lifespan could break through the 10 million years barrier. But Yi Mo now realized that this divine emperor only meant Tao molding divine emperor. There was only truth divine emperor in the entire immortal realm that could reach Tao nourishment divine emperor. As for Tao actualization divine emperor, there was none. Theoretically, anyone could vindicate Tao as long as you keep cultivating, but in reality, only a few people could do this. No matter how hard you keep cultivating, you don't have that lifespan. Possession couldn't increase lifespan. The only way to increase lifespan was relying on top immortal materials and spirit items. Death Tao fruit was the top chaos spirit fruit. It could increase 990,000 years for an immortal emperor and help a mortal emperor learn Tao art and reach Tao vindication. You know of Death Tao fruit? Yu Jinxiang saw Yi Mo didn't ask a question about it despite looking confused. I'm asking you now. Yi Mo's tone sunk. Yu Jinxiang patted her head and smiled sweetly as though not caring about her predicament. You're an immortal emperor. You probably know that even divine emperors can't reach eternal life. I've heard there are higher levels after divine emperor, but if you don't have the lifespan to venture those states, it's pointless. Yu Jinxiang's words let Yi Mo know that she didn't know about Tao molding divine emperor Tao, nourishment, divine emperor, and stuff. Yi Mo didn't explain and signaled her to keep talking. How Heaven Grand Emperor probably got a Death Tao fruit, but the 3 other Grand Emperors knew about this. Of course, how Heaven Grand Emperor didn't want to share it, so he was ganged up on by those 3 Grand Emperors. Yu Jinxiang shook her head. Then what about the Death Tao fruit? Yi Mo asked. Then Feng Kong Grand Emperor and Dragon River Grand Emperor ambushed Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor. No wonder there was no more news of Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor. He was ambushed by these 2 guys. Yi Mo said in realization, and then added, was the Death Tao fruit robbed by Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor so Feng Kong and Dragon River joined up to kill Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor? Yu Jinxiang nodded. It was so indeed. But only 4 people in the world knows that Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor didn't take the Death Tao fruit, and I happen to be one of them. You're saying that the Death Tao fruit is still in how Heaven Grand Emperor's hands? How do you know? Yi Mo knew that he was tricked by how Heaven, that bastard again. Yi Mo felt strange. He got how Heaven's belongings, but didn't get some Death Tao fruit. Yu Jinxiang didn't answer Yi Mo's words directly and instead asked, Martial Brother Yi, how do you think of my stealth cultivation method? Not bad. Your cultivation level hasn't completely recovered, but you've hid your Immortal Emperor tertiary stage peak to Immortal King tertiary stage. Even I almost didn't see through it. Yi Mo said, You actually saw through my real power level. Yu Jinxiang stared at Yi Mo with her mouth wide open in shock. She thought Yi Mo only just vaguely sensed her power level. Seeing Yi Mo not talk, Yu Jinxiang immediately realized. She said in a more genuine tone, I was harmed by Yin Ping and took my broken body to a dangerous place. In that place I met my fortune. I got a Luo Shao Wu wood. Luo Shao Wu wood. Yi Mo had to admire Yu Jinxiang's luck. Theoretically, that wood was on par with Death Tao fruit as it could perfectly rebuild the body and also perfect one's immortal spirit root. That's right. At the time, my body was very broken. I just needed to peacefully recover for tens of thousands of years, and my cultivation level wouldn't be damaged too greatly. But of course, my cultivation level would stop progressing. But after seeing the Luo Xiao Wood, I courageously severed my broken body and used it to rebuild a new one. Yu Jinxiang said. Yi Mo admired her decisiveness. But if he was in the same situation, he would do the same. After that, my personality changed a lot. If it was before, and you saw my body, I would kill you straight away instead of talking to you for so long. Luckily, I didn't do that. Otherwise, I would be flying dust now. Yu Jinxiang laughed in self-mockery. When I was rebuilding my body, Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor came to my place. I quickly hid my qi and didn't dare to move at all. Luckily, with the help of the Luo Xiao Wood, I was able to fuse into one with my surrounding. Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor didn't notice anyone around here. Perhaps it was because he was heavily injured. He was injured very heavily. Yi Mo asked. Yu Jinxiang nodded. His injuries were no lighter than mine, and his essence, spirit, seemed to be heavily injured. Yu Jinxiang continued. He just stayed for a brief moment and sent a news. A few days later, another woman came. She was only Immortal Emperor primary stage and was very shocked when she saw Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor this heavily injured. She immediately helped Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor recover. Then she asked why Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor was this heavily injured. He told her about the Death Dao fruit. I turned into a plant there and was thus able to hear it clearly. I heard about the Xianlan Merchant Association there. Then, according to you, Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor should be fine. Yi Mo asked strangely. Yes, there was many years between how Heaven Grand Emperor being killed and Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor being injured. After Blood Cauldron Grand Emperor was saved by that woman, he should theoretically be fine. That's why I felt strange, why he didn't look for your trouble after you annihilated his Xianlan Merchant Association. Yu Jinxiang said. Thanks for telling me this. Yi Mo patted the fan in his hand. But how should I deal with you? Should I kill you or do something else? I'm really troubled. Yu Jinxiang smiled. Martial brother Yi, regardless of before body rebuilding or after body rebuilding, I'm a virgin. If you don't mind me being a bit older and are willing to let me go after doing something I'm willing to. But looking at you, you don't have that intention at all. I really want to ask you to let me go, but I can't find a reason. I can only tell you that I never thought of killing you after subjugating you regardless if you believe me or not. Yi Mo smiled. Yu Jinxiang, I believe your words. Age is nothing to cultivators. You're right, I really don't have other intentions for you. I need to ask you one more thing. When you came, was the middle-aged scholar still here? Did you take him out? Yu Jinxiang shook her head. I really didn't lie to you. When I came, this place was empty, and because this platform here was convenient for resting, I chose my body refinement grounds here. Yi Mo nodded. I have one more thing to ask. When I was at the low heaven domain, Chaos Star Realm, I saw a golden skeleton. It only had one hand remaining, and the hand was clasping a staff. That guy told me to kill you. He only had a sliver of essence spirit left. Do you know that guy? It was that guy who marked Yi Mo with spirit sense. If it wasn't Zhen Bingyu, Yi Mo really wouldn't even know. Even now, Yi Mo kept that spirit sense mark in his golden page world. Yu Jinxiang's eyes dimmed down. After a long while, she said, I know him. If I'm not wrong, he's the #1 master of Nanming Heaven, Zen, Temple, Gongji Tsangming. He hasn't vindicated Tao, but he's the top half divine. He's extremely powerful. I didn't expect he died at low heaven domain Chaos Star Realm with only a sliver of essence spirit left. I think he's probably poisoned. His forehead bone was completely back. It's a top poison. Even his sliver of essence spirit still couldn't remove the poison up until now and had to stay underwater. In time, I'm afraid even his sliver of essence spirit would be eroded. Yi Mo said, I think he's probably poisoned. His forehead bone was completely back. It's a top poison. Even his sliver of essence spirit still couldn't remove the poison up until now and had to stay underwater. In time, I'm afraid even his sliver of essence spirit would be eroded. Yi Emo said, "Poisoned?" Yu Jinxiang said in surprise. There was a sliver of guilt in her eyes. Yi Emo asked in confusion, "Did you kill him?" "No." Yu Jinxiang shook her head. "I thought you killed him. Since you didn't, why are you feeling guilty?" Yi Emo asked. Gongji Tsangming was a monk, but he was the most wanted dual cultivation partner at the time in the immortal realm. Yu Jinxiang's tone immediately made Yi Emo guess that she probably liked him too. Seeing Yi Emo understand a little, Yu Jinxiang said, "You wouldn't think I have a crush on him, would you?" Yi Emo didn't answer this time. He wasn't that bored. He didn't care at all if she had a crush on Gongji Tsangming. Yu Jinxiang didn't intend to let Yi Emo answer, and kept saying, "I happen to be the rare few people who didn't have a crush on him. He was extremely handsome and a great character. His talent and intellect were all the best. Most importantly, his power was unrivaled amongst peers. Martial brother Yi, if I didn't see your body, then just in terms of looks you're far from Gongji Tsangming." Yi Emo didn't interrupt her. He felt she had some purpose bringing him up. "I've seen him many times, and wherever he went he was the focus of attention," Yu Jinxiang said with some sadness. "Until that gathering in Qingwei Heaven he saw me. I was wearing a face veil at the time, but he rudely used his spirit sense to pierce my face veil and saw my face. Ever since then he ignored all other goddesses and focused on chasing me." Yi Emo subconsciously looked at Yu Jinxiang. To be honest, she was pretty, but just as she said, if one didn't look at her body, she was only pretty. She was far from a level that people couldn't stop looking at her. Even compared to Ning Yu, she was a few levels lower. How could she make Gongji Tsangming fall in love with her on first sight? No matter how shameless Gongji Tsangming was, he wouldn't use his spirit sense to scan her entire body. "Do you think my looks are only so-so?" Yu Jinxiang saw what Yi Emo thought from his face. "Indeed, I believe Gongji Kangmine had seen too much extremely beautiful female immortals. You're not bad, but not to the degree for him to fall in love on first sight, right?" Yi Emo said straightforwardly. Yu Jinxiang laughed in self-mockery. "It's because ever since I rebuilt my body, I changed my looks completely. I hated the look I had before." Yi Emo didn't want to keep listening and waved his hand for her to stop. "I'm going to go. I don't want to listen to this sort of gossip." "No, I'm almost done." Yu Jinxiang didn't stop. Gongji Tsangming's power was extremely high and very smart. Seeing that I wasn't interested in him, he used all means to chase me. I got many benefits from him and even realized his secret to cultivating so fast and being so smart, but I still couldn't like him. In the end, I could only go, but he felt he got me. "You left and he thought he got you? What do you mean?" Yi Emo looked at her in confusion. "Because I have a twin sister called Yu Yinping. She looks almost exactly the same as me. As for whether or not she likes him, I'm not certain, but I'm certain they've been together. Gongji Tsangming's black forehead is probably due to her ambush. Other than her, no one can ambush him." Yu Jinxiang said in a sad tone. Yi Emo realized, "So you were ambushed by your sister too?" "Yes, I was ambushed by her. Luckily, I saw Luo Xiaowood. I hated my original look. It wasn't because it was too ugly or pretty, but I looked too similar to Yu Yinping." Yu Jinxiang's tone, when mentioning Yu Yinping, was extremely calm. Yi Emo frowned. "I heard how absolute the tone of Gongji Tsangming was when he said he was going to kill you. You're saying that he likes you. If it's really so, then how could he use such a tone to ask someone to kill you?" "Perhaps his personality changed, Sai." Yu Jinxiang sighed and said after a while, "I don't feel your killing intent towards me. I'll tell you something. I'm certain that Yu Yinping doesn't truly like Gongji Tsangming. She's with Gongji Tsangming to steal his abstruse yellow orb, the orb the main character in Gate of Good Fortune got. That's the secret of Gongji Tsangming. He loved me too much and told me. It's no wonder that you Yin Ping can know. What is abstruse yellow orb? This was the first time Yemo heard of this thing. Abstruse yellow orb is a natural spirit treasure. It can form abstruse yellow chi. Abstruse yellow orb can become one's own world. It's purer than truth spirit world. Cultivating inside can allow one to devour abstruse yellow chi. The chi inside is formed naturally. Once a cultivator devours it, it can cleanse intelligence and immortal root. It would automatically correct the wrong parts of a cultivator's cultivation method. At the same time, cultivating inside the orb will make you many times faster than anyone else. Usually, those who cultivate in the abstruse yellow orb are invincible amongst their peers. Hearing this, Yemo took in a cold breath. This abstruse yellow orb could match his golden page world and had the use of three-birth chant and bitter bamboo. Seeing Yemo's change in complexion, Yu Jinxiang continued, Yu Yinping definitely ambushed Gongji Tsangming for the abstruse yellow orb. But since Gongji Tsangming has a sliver of essence spirit left, it means that the abstruse yellow orb isn't taken. So if you don't want to kill me, please take me to Chaos Star Realm. How do you know I don't want to kill you? You want to take the abstruse yellow orb at the Chaos Star Realm? Yemo said plainly. Yu Jinxiang didn't mind Yemo's tone. I can feel you have no intent to kill me. I know what poison you Yinping used. Gongji Tsangming would never be able to remove it without help. If he's not dead, I'll explain that I didn't harm him. If he's dead, then helping you find abstruse yellow orb will repay you for not killing me. I know Gongji Tsangming's character. He would definitely not keep the abstruse yellow orb with him. Only I can find where it is. Sect leader Yi, who is she? Ning Yu looked at Yu Jinxiang and asked. Yu Jinxiang also asked in confusion, Martial brother Yi, you're a sect leader? Yi Mo nodded. That's right, I made a sect called MOU, Immortal Sect in Gonghua Heaven. I'm the sect leader. There was a sliver of joy on her face. Sect leader, Yi, can I join your sect? For a Qianbei master like you, of course, I welcome you into the sect, but you seem to have a sect. Yi Mo knew Yu Jinxiang came from Jiufan Immortal Pond. Yu Jinxiang bowed. My past is gone. The current me has nothing to do with it. Ning Yu realized that Yi Mo just met Yu Jinxiang, and she quickly said, Sect leader Yi, you told me before I can join your sect. Your things are probably done, so I'm planning to go with you. I have nowhere to go now. I want to join MOU Immortal Sect too. It's almost as if I can to steal people away. Yi Mo rubbed his head. Yi Mo soon cast that aside and pointed at Yu Jinxiang. Ning Yu, this is Yu Su. She said she forgot her past, so I won't speak of it. Greet Martial Sister Yu. Ning Yu quickly bowed. Yu Jinxiang quickly held Ning Yu and smiled. I've long known Martial Sister Ning Yu. Then Yu Jinxiang smiled. Martial brother Yi, I'm probably the oldest in your sect. You can give me a grand elder. Yi Mo smiled. Martial Sister Yu, call me Yi Mo or Martial brother. Just like you said, you're much older than me. Okay, sure, I don't mind. Then Yi Mo smiled. But you're really not the oldest in our sect. Ning Yu didn't know who Yu Jinxiang was, but Yu Jinxiang looked at Yi Mo and asked, Is there someone older than me in the sect you just built? That's right, you probably know. He was very famous many years ago. Kai Mi Divine Emperor. Yu Jinxiang interrupted Yi Mo in shock. Ning Yu stared at Yi Mo in shock too. Yi Mo's words were too shocking. A divine emperor would join a low heaven domain ordinary sect? Who would believe this? That's right, it's Kaimi divine emperor, but he's no longer divine emperor. His power dropped to immortal emperor. As for whether or not he can recover, it would depend on his luck. Yi Mo said. After a long while, Yu Jinxiang came back to her sense. Martial brother Kai, me divine emperor really joined MOU immortal sect? Really? Martial sister Ning EU, you're going with sect leader Yi to join MOU immortal sect? Mi Yin looked at Ning EU in disbelief. Martial sister Ning EU, you're going with sect leader Yi to join MOU immortal sect? Mi Yin looked at Ning EU in disbelief. Yi Mo only stayed in Ning EU's room for a day. Even Mu, the immortal emperor, only thought there was some affair between them. If Yi Mo took Ning EU, ethereal immortal pond would be joined with Yi Mo. But there was a process for this. The marriage alliance in the immortal realm was much more complex than the cultivation realm and mortal world. They invited many sects and high-status people. Even if Ning Yu was to marry into MOU immortal sect, it would have to go through many processes. Ning Yu, leaving with Yi Mo, likes this in bad terms, was eloping. Mu, the immortal emperor, was extremely polite to Yi Mo, but that was for the benefit of the sect. Now, Ning Yu didn't bring back any benefits, and was going to leave. She couldn't sit anymore. Sect leader Yi, Ning Yu has always been our core disciple. It's her fortune that she could join MOU immortal sect. Ethereal immortal pawn definitely won't object, but we're a big sect, so I think we should invite a few friends from the immortal realm to come drink a few cups of wine. Mu, the immortal emperor, looked at Yi Mo and wanted to know what Yi Mo meant. Even if Yi Mo was dominant, he couldn't rob other sect members for no reason. Yi Mo immediately understood what she meant and smiled as he saluted with his fists. Mu Li Qianbei, you misunderstood me. Ning Yu isn't marrying me. She has no place to go, so she's leaving ethereal immortal pond. I happen to know her, so I invited her to MOU immortal sect. Ning Yu quickly kneeled on the ground. Martial ancestor Mu Li, sect leader Chan. Ning Yu knows she has done a lot of wrong things. I have no face to stay in ethereal immortal pond anymore. Even if sect leader Yi doesn't take me in, I would still leave ethereal immortal pond to seek new fortunes. If martial ancestor and sect leader has any punishments for Ning Yu won't complain one bit. Mu, the immortal emperor, the few immortal monarchs, and even the sect leader fell silent. They knew Ning Yu's situation. She had made huge mistakes. If she could still be rewarded King Pill, the sect would have no authority. No matter how good her talent was, she couldn't be excluded. It could be said that she had no future in the sect anymore. Sai, in that case, then take away her power and cast her out of ethereal immortal pond. Mu, the immortal emperor, sighed. Ning Yu's power had to be taken away. Otherwise, if one made mistakes and left the sect like that, there would be no system of rules. Yi Mo sneered. He knew that Mu, the immortal emperor, said this to him, but he didn't reject. He said, I'm a sect leader, and I want to see my sect members' power being taken away. Mu Li Qianbei, I'll take Ning Yu's mistakes for her. Whatever requests ethereal immortal pond has, I can satisfy some. I heard sect leader Yi is a level 8 immortal pill grandmaster. Can you concoct monarch will pill? Mu, the immortal emperor, was waiting for this. Wrong. Yi Mo said bluntly. Everyone, including Ning Yu and Yu Jinxiang, looked at Yi Mo in confusion. I'm not a level 8 immortal pill grandmaster. I'm a level 9 immortal pill grandmaster. Yi Mo said. Sect leader Yi, you're saying you're a level 9 immortal pill grandmaster? You can concoct Emperor Rise pill? Sect leader Chan said in excitement. You didn't say it completely. Other than Emperor Rise pill, I can also concoct Tai Wei Emperor Return pill. Yi Mo's words was like a meteorite shocking this guest hall. Mu, the immortal emperor, dazed for a long time before suddenly getting up and bowing to Yi Mo. Mu Li pleads sect leader Yi to concoct a cauldron of Tai Wei Emperor Return pill and a cauldron of monarch will pill for ethereal immortal pond. Of course, we can supply the materials. Okay, Yi Mo said. Zhan Bingyu stood outside the Ice Extreme, floating mountain at Chaos Star Realm Level 3. She didn't speak for a long time. She had been working hard in cultivation, and with the cultivation resources and cultivation method Yimo gave her, as well as her own fortune in the Chaos Star Realm, she had reached Immortal King in a few years. Her body refinement also reached Immortal Spirit Body, primary stage. She stood here as she brought Yimo here before. She still remembered the conversation between them, clearly. "I'll Nirvana here. If you've seen enough, then please go." She said this when Yimo stared at her when her clothes were frozen to dust. How could she imagine that her Tao heart was completely different now? She thought of Yimo's gaze before and felt uneasy. She had persuaded Yimo more than once that he should focus on cultivation. Emotions were nothing and don't waste his good heritage. But now, Yimo's still the same Yimo, but she wasn't the same her. Yimo changed her, she didn't change Yimo. She had never thought that one day her head would be covered with the figure of that man. However, this figure made her feel warm and joy. The memories were etched into her bones. Can even Tao heart change? Zhan Bingyu murmured. Zhan Bingyu touched the blue dress on her clothes. It was the same one Yimo bought for her in Qing Mo Immortal City. After she reached Immortal King, she changed into it. "Yimo, wait for me. I'm still going to venture with you. Cultivating alone is too boring. Perhaps some lust would be okay." Zhan Bingyu finally made up her mind. Even if Yimo had wives, she didn't mind. Rumble. Two magic artifacts clashing sounded, and soon two fighting figures came up to Zhan Bingyu. "It's you." The man running saw Zhan Bingyu and immediately recognized her. Zhan Bingyu was more beautiful and perfect than before. The immortal chasing the man also looked at Zhan Bingyu in shock. There were beautiful women everywhere in the immortal realm, but she had never seen someone so beautiful in looks and body like Zhan Bingyu. "You're Fengti Zue?" Zhan Bingyu recognized this man. She encountered him with Yimo at the Extreme Star Swamp. At that time, she and Yimo found more than 106 winged purple carrots, and when they were going to collect it, Fengti Zue suddenly appeared and killed the swamp tiger crocodile. She didn't know his cultivation level at the time, but he was immortal Nirvana body. Now, she saw his cultivation level. It was just a great extreme immortal middle stage. Meanwhile, the person hunting him was great eternity immortal primary stage. He was fine up until now, probably due to his body refinement level. Fengti Zue clearly wanted to run into the ice extreme, floating mountain. In there, he probably wouldn't fear the great eternity immortal. "I didn't expect to see you here. I'm really lucky," Fengti Zue said in surprise and joy. Then he said to that great eternity immortal primary stage, "Gong Zhishan, I'll give you the thing. Go, I see someone I know. I'm going to chat with her for a while." Fengti Zue didn't wait for an answer and rubbed his hands. "Marshall's sister is that guy who likes to bluff dead." "Speak with your manners. Yimo's not someone you can talk about." Zhan Bingyu's face sunk immediately hearing Fengti Zue talk shit about Yimo. "Speak with your manners. Yimo's not someone you can talk about." Zhan Bingyu's face sunk immediately hearing Fengti Zue talk shit about Yimo. "Haha, I want this female immortal too. Fengti Zue, you can piss off. Seeing that you brought me to this female immortal, leave the thing and I won't kill you today." That Gong Zhishan great eternity immortal laughed. Zhan Bingyu was already annoyed, and now that Gong Zhishan said this, she immediately got triggered. Her immortal king Domai exploded, and at the same time slapped with an immortal essence giant hand. "Immortal king master," Gong Zhishan said in shock, but the next moment he was slapped flying by Zhan Bingyu. His entire row of teeth fell, and this was Zhan Bingyu showing mercy. He was confused for not being able to see Zhan Bingyu's cultivation level, but seeing Fengti Zue not so polite to her, he knew that Zhan Bingyu's cultivation level wasn't higher than his. until he was slapped away. He realized that Zhan Bingyu was an immortal king. "Piss off," Zhan Bingyu yelled. Gong Zhishang didn't dare to say no at all. He quickly bowed and left. It was his huge luck that he could still survive after offending an immortal king master. Feng Tizuer stared dazedly at Zhan Bingyu and said in equal shock, You're already an immortal king, Qian Bei." When he first saw Zhan Bingyu, she was at most abstruse immortal tertiary stage, but it's only been these years, and she was immortal king. How did she cultivate? "Yi-Mo said you're a good person, so I'll help you once today. If you dare to be rude to me again, I'll kill you straight away. Piss off," Zhan Bingyu said. Feng Tizuer realized that the person with Zhan Bingyu was called Yi-Mo. He quickly bowed. "Yes, Qian Bei will leave now immediately." No matter how powerful his background was, Zhan Bingyu could crush him with one finger here. Plus, Zhan Bingyu had been the person he loved. He didn't get the Chaos Blue Reed before, so he went around to find Zhan Bingyu, but he wasn't able to find her. Seeing the two leave, Zhan Bingyu quickly left. With her immortal king power, she came to Chaos Star Realm Level 1 in less than 2 weeks. When her spirit sense scanned Extreme Star Swamp, she couldn't resist landing there. She started collaborating here with Yi-Mo, and the two had been together ever since, until Yi-Mo went to Yuan La Heaven. The place had very little immortal spirit chi, and one's cultivation level would be suppressed inside. Usually, people wouldn't come here, but Zhan Bingyu found a low-level immortal here running out. This immortal was only golden immortal primary stage. There was very little golden immortal primary stage immortals in the Chaos Star realms. Even Zhan Bingyu only knew Yi-Mo. After all these years, she saw a second one. She immediately had some good impression of this person. She seemed to saw Yi-Mo's fighting spirit on him. Qian Bei. This golden immortal primary stage came to the border of Extreme Star Swamp and saw Zhan Bingyu stare at him. He quickly looked down and bowed while his heart thumped quickly. There was such a perfect woman in the world. This was the first time he saw a female immortal this beautiful. "What's your name?" Zhan Bingyu looked at this skinny golden immortal and asked. She saw Yi-Mo on this golden immortal primary stage. The golden immortal bowed. "Wanbei Dongfang Wang." "What does Qian Bei need Wanbei for? Wanbei is willing to help." Zhan Bingyu smiled. "I don't need you to help me with anything yet, but seeing you made me think of some things. This storage ring is for you. Good luck." Zhan Bingyu left a storage ring and disappeared. Dongfang Wang grabbed the storage ring Zhan Bingyu gave him dazedly. Ever since going to the cultivation realm, he knew that 90% of cultivators were selfish. He was able to reach this state today because he had brains and he never gave what he got to others. He would have never thought someone would give him a storage ring to him. His spirit sense scanned in. There were 100k top-grade immortal crystals and a few middle-grade immortal artifact. However, there were no immortal pills. Of course, Zhan Bingyu had lots of immortal pills in her storage ring, but they were given to her by Yi-Mo. Even if she didn't need it, she wasn't going to give it away. She gave Dongfang Wang the immortal artifacts because they were her loot and it was a waste of space. If she knew Dongfang Wang was the person Yi-Mo wanted to kill the most, she would turn back and kill this person without hesitation. Thinking about Zhan Bingyu's world-shocking beauty, Dongfang Wang shook his head. The difference between them was too huge. He put the storage ring away and soon disappeared. His speed was no slower than ordinary abstruse immortals. In a short while he came to a well. If Yi-Mo was here, he would be able to recognize this was the place he encountered the golden skeleton. Dongfang Wang came here and jumped in without hesitation. "Qian Bei, I brought it over." Dongfang Wang came to the golden skeleton and knelt down while extending his hand out. There was 3 black flowers on his hand. "That's right, it's this. You're very good, much better than that kid," the skeleton said, and a light wind blew over. The 3 flowers landed in the skeleton's mouth. "Qian Bei, the abstruse yellow orb." Dongfang Wang asked carefully, The golden skeleton said there's no rush for that. We'll wait till I remove the poison. Qianbei, if you don't remove this poison, would your essence spirit be gone in some time? Dongfang Wang still knelt down but acted innocent. What do you think? My essence spirit. The golden skeleton wasn't able to finish a sentence and made this extremely furious sound. I think your essence spirit is weaker than a golden immortal, right? Dongfang Wang suddenly got up and robbed the golden staff. You! The golden skeleton screamed. You, spirit, controlled the black dragon flower. Even I couldn't tell. What cultivation method are you cultivating? Dongfang Wang laughed. You're weaker than a dog. You don't even have golden immortal spirit sense, and yet you want to check my black dragon flower? Keep dreaming. Die. Dongfang Wang brought out a mist ray in his hand, and he grabbed that golden staff. He knew that this sliver of essence spirit was about to cripple, and that's why he dared to ambush him. Even if I, Gongji Sangming, abandon my golden body, I won't let you go. The golden skeleton said, and then an extremely faint shadow ran into Dongfang Wang's body. The next moment, Dongfang Wang gave up that golden staff, and his face became hideous. If I'm possessed by you, then I would have spirit control that black dragon flower for nothing. Dongfang Wang suddenly took out 2 black needles and pierced down from the top of his head and sat down. You're cultivating Great Kuan Demon King's Sutra. A shocked and furious voice sounded in Dongfang Wang's mind. You rat! Dongfang Wang sneered. Playing tricks with me? I've never lost to people in my life playing tricks. You're a mere skeleton, and you dare to play tricks with me? If it wasn't that Yi Gai had power that far surpassed me, how was he a match for me? If it wasn't that bastard who damaged my essence spirit again, how can I fear you? The golden skeleton screamed again. Brother, are we going back now? Tang Beiwei asked as soon as they left Ethereal Immortal Pond. Brother, are we going back now? Tang Beiwei asked as soon as they left Ethereal Immortal Pond. No, we're going Ice God Palace. I haven't been there before, and people I've asked don't really know too, so let's go to Qingwei Heaven first. Yemo was worried about Nie Shuangshuang. As long as she was fine at the immortal god body, he would just go visit and leave. Yu Jinxiang suddenly said, Martial brother, I actually know about that Ice God Palace. You know where it is. Yi Emo rejoiced. He asked a few immortal emperors, but they all didn't know where it was. I know the approximate location. It's a bit strange there. Even with my current power, it's hard to get close to it. Even if you go, then you have to go alone. Yu Jinxiang said carefully. Yi Emo immediately remembered what Lang Xian Immortal Emperor said. Is Ice God Palace near Qingwei Abyssal River? Ordinary people couldn't go there. The murderous Qi there was too powerful. There should be more than one entrance to the Ice God Palace. But I know one of them, and one must pass the Qingwei Abyssal River indeed. Yu Jinxiang said. Seeing Yi Emo fall in silence, she added, the closest immortal city near Ice God Palace is Ice Immortal City. How about we go there, and then Bei Wei, Ning Yu and I will wait for you there. After hesitating, Yi Emo said, That will do. Let's go to Qingwei Heaven first. In an immortal rest tower in Ice Immortal City, Yi Emo and them were in a room, discussing the details. Yu Jinxiang had the most experience, and told Yi Emo many things he needed to take care of. Above the river, anything would be extremely heavy. One couldn't fly at all. Even weaker immortal kings would be grinded by that killing Qi. Those who could go to the river were all body refinement cultivators or had some top-level slaughter god art. There are some body refinement cultivators choosing to cultivate next to the river. I didn't go there yet because my cultivation level hasn't recovered yet. I was planning to go when my power has recovered. The body refinement cultivators there have a lot of experience. You might be able to ask them. Yu Jinxiang was afraid Yi Emo would be careless just because his power was strong. Yemo knew what she meant and thanked. I don't know how long I will be gone for, so I'll leave Bei Wei and Ning Yu to you. Feng Kong, Grand Emperor, and Dragon River Grand Emperor hasn't returned to Qingwei Heaven yet. They probably had some accident in the void. If there's some incident here, you can leave first, or even go back to Gong, Hua Heaven Mo, you immortal sect. Don't worry, I understand. Yu Jinxiang knew Yi Mo's worry because Yi Mo already told her about the formation in that palace. She knew how important Tang Beiwei was to Yi Mo, so no matter what, she wasn't going to let Tang Beiwei get injured. Ning Yu Beiwei, you all have cultivation resources. Use this time to bring up your cultivation level, Yi Mo added. Don't worry, brother. I will definitely speed up my cultivation, Tang Beiwei said. Her cultivation level was too low. If she was a mortal king power, her brother might even take her this time. Yu Jinxiang said, You've left many resources to me. I will try to bring my back to a mortal monarch quickly. The few exchanged communication beads, and then Yi Mo left the city towards the river. Qingwei Abyssal River wasn't far from Ice Carrot Immortal City indeed. Of course, this is only relative to Yi Mo's power. Even when using the space-time boat, Yi Mo took half a day to get near Qingwei Abyssal River. From a long distance away, Yi Mo's spirit sense could only see a white patch. As he got closer to the Qingwei Abyssal River, the murderous qi became heavier. Even Yi Mo could feel invisible blood blades and sharp rays. Yi Mo's spirit sense domain expanded. He was shocked. He was far from close to the Qingwei Abyssal River, and there was such murderous qi. Even body refinement wasn't something easy here. He put away the space-time boat, and Yi Mo began walking. As he got closer, this ancient fighting sound appeared in his brain. A giant with an angry face stood in the void, raising his enormous hand and slapped down. Rumble. Entire continents turned to rubble. What remained was a huge palm print with endless murderous qi. Yi Mo took in a cold breath. There was still some distance to Qingwei Abyssal River, but he felt the terror of that palm. Countless years had passed, and that palm print became an endless river. That river was Qingwei Abyssal River. Yi Mo's spirit sense expanded and soon dazed. His spirit sense saw a small hotel that was absurdly small. Yi Mo sped up. He didn't use much time and arrived at this hotel. He was certain this was no immortal artifact, but a real hotel built with bricks and stones. The hotel was tattered, and there was an even more tattered flag hanging out that had the word wine. Next to it was a dark stone tablet with a simple poem. 1 bottle of Dunyang wine, 1 can reach the river. 2 bottles of Dunyang wine. No stress to enter the river. 3 bottles of Dunyang wine. Travel the abyssal river however you like. Such puffery. This advertisement made it seem like anyone could travel the abyssal river however they liked if they drank 3 bottles of Dunyang wine. Seeing this, Yi Mo went in the hotel without hesitation, and the surrounding murderous qi disappeared immediately. The space inside looked the same as outside. There was no space immortal artifact here. There were very little people inside. A pale-faced woman sat at a simple bar, and there were a few wine kettles on there. They were different colored, blue, white, and black. There were only 3 tables in here, and they were all seated. The female immortal's cultivation level was obscure. It seemed to be a mortal king or a mortal monarch. Yi Mo's spirit sense scanned her without hesitation and immediately saw that she was an immortal emperor primary stage. An immortal emperor was selling wine here? Yi Mo felt this was strange. The first table sat a man and woman. The man was very handsome and the woman was extremely pretty. They had a wine bottle on their table that was blue-colored. Yi Mo saw their cultivation levels. The man was immortal monarch primary stage, and the woman immortal monarch primary stage. The second table had 3 people. The outermost one with long hair was immortal monarch middle stage. The white-skinned man was only immortal king middle stage, and a monk-looking guy was immortal monarch middle stage. They also had a wine that was blue-colored. The third table had a shrunken old man. He had no wine on the table. Seeing this old man, Yi-Mo was shocked. He scanned with his spirit sense and couldn't see his appearance. When he carefully scanned, he realized the old man's skin was like tree clumps. No matter how meticulous he was, he couldn't see the power level of this old man. Even for Yu Jinxiang, he would be able to see her cultivation level if he checked carefully the first time. Yi-Mo's spirit sense couldn't see through the real power of this old man. He could if he forcefully checked with his spirit sense blades, but that would be offensive. Yi-Mo ignored these people and came up to the counter. I want to go check out Qingwei Abyssal River. Is there some information, jade slip for sale, or is there anything I need to prepare? Yes, 1 top-grade immortal crystals. The pale-faced woman sneered and threw out a jade slip. That cheap. Yi-Mo thought an immortal emperor selling things here would mean the price was absurd. Yi-Mo passed a top-grade immortal crystals over and checked the jade slip. He soon realized why it costed only 1 immortal crystals. It was the poem he saw at the door. Yi-Mo passed a top-grade immortal crystals over and checked the jade slip. He soon realized why it costed only 1 immortal crystals. It was the poem he saw at the door. Dunyang, I want 1 bottle of blue wine. 1 white-haired, bulky man walked in and yelled at the woman while throwing a storage ring over. The woman checked the storage ring and then threw over a blue bottle. This blue bottle was much smaller than the blue kettle. Friend, may I ask what use does this blue wine have? Yi-Mo saluted with his fists. The white-haired man studied Yi-Mo and said, You're an immortal king middle stage. There's no point in asking. Come back when you're immortal spirit body tertiary stage or immortal monarch. Then he ignored Yi-Mo and went on the wooden stool without a table next to the door and sat down before drinking a small mouth. Then the man stopped moving. Now Yi-Mo realized why no one moved. It seemed they were learning the killing intent in the wine. Yi-Mo's spirit sense scanned the wine bottle in the man's hand. An extremely fierce killing intent invaded his spirit sense. Wine with killing intent? Yi-Mo was shocked. There really was everything in the immortal realm. Even though Yi-Mo didn't drink this wine, he guessed that after drinking the wine, one could turn the killing intent in the wine into his own killing intent and use it against the killing chi of Qingwei Abyssal River. Dunyang, give me a kettle of blue wine. Yi-Mo immediately said. The shop was very quiet, and after Yi-Mo said this, there was a strangeness in the atmosphere. After a while, the long-haired immortal monarch at the 3-man table laughed. A mere immortal king dares to ask for a kettle of blue wine. Ha ha! The man and woman glanced at Yi-Mo casually before shaking their heads. The old man suddenly got up and slowly walked towards the counter. Do you know that Dunyang wine is very expensive? The old man laughed. Yi-Mo nodded. I believe it won't be cheap. Since you know it's expensive, you still dare to buy it? The old man narrowed his eyes and scanned Yi-Mo. Before Yi-Mo answered, 2 more people came. It was an old woman and a braided young girl. The girl looked in her teens, but was already immortal king, primary stage. The old woman was an immortal emperor middle stage, but she hid her power to immortal monarch middle stage. However, Yi-Mo saw through it immediately. I'm not too wealthy, but I can afford a few bottles of wine. Yi-Mo smiled and looked at the female immortal. Give me the wine. You're that wealthy, can you treat me to a kettle of white wine? The old man pointed to the white wine bottle and wiped the saliva on his mouth. Yi-Mo said plainly, Sorry, I'm not poor, but my immortal crystals are from a small business. I can't treat people so casually. Yi-Mo didn't know the price, but he knew it wasn't cheap. He wasn't that generous to treat a guy whom he didn't know. You must pay first. Dunyang said coldly, but didn't move, clearly thinking Yi-Mo couldn't afford it. Yi-Mo wanced angry and asked, How much? If you have blue wine kill stone, then you can get a blue kettle with 100. If you have white wine kill stone, then you can get a blue kettle for 10. If you have black wine kill stone, I can give you 10 blue kettles for 1. Dunyang said. The long-haired immortal monarch laughed. Dunyang, he probably doesn't even know what wine kill stone is. Yi Mo saluted with his fists. Dunyang, I don't know what it is. It's my first time here. Haha, I thought I was the boldest, but master isn't here someone braver than me? He dares to buy blue wine the first time he's here. The young girl laughed. Then she pointed at Yi Mo. Stupid egg, the wine kill stone is the stone on the banks of Qingwei Abyssal River. It took my master many years to find 200 blue ones. You have to find white ones inside the river. But you can just buy 1 bottle. 1 bottle is only 1/10 of a kettle, and it's cheaper. Yi Mo finally understood what was going on and saluted with his fists. Dunyang, it's my first time here. I really don't have wine kill stone, but I really want to drink this blue wine too. Do you not take immortal crystals here? Immortal crystals? Why wouldn't I take it? Didn't I just take 1? Dunyang said slowly, but I don't take immortal crystals for my wine. Seeing how you're so genuine, I'll take an extreme grade immortal range. If you have that, I'll give you a kettle of blue wine. The sneer on her face made Yi Mo lose all good impression of this shop. He immediately turned to go. Almost everyone thought he was going to leave. Yi Mo wasn't going to leave, of course. Extreme grade immortal range was indeed precious, but Yi Mo wanted to know about that wine more. He came to the entrance of the shop and waved his hand. A terrifying sound came outside, and a white figure landed. All the killing qi were smashed away by this white figure. Immortal spirit qi dense, to a new extreme, rushed in the shop. In that instant, everyone realized what Yi Mo took out. It really was an extreme grade immortal range. You, the braided young girl, looked at Yi Mo in shock. You really took out an extreme grade immortal range. You're a mere immortal king, but you have extreme grade immortal range. There finally was a sliver of shock on Dunyang's face. He could give this immortal range to Dunyang in a storage ring, but her scorn made Yi Mo annoyed. So Yi Mo threw it down here. Who said that immortal kings can't have extreme grade immortal range? The immortal range is yours. Now give me the wine. Yi Mo reached out his hand. This time Dunyang didn't hesitate and threw a blue wine kettle to Yi Mo, but she didn't take the immortal range. The immortal range didn't stay there for long and sunk into the ground and disappeared. Just when Yi Mo was going to drink it in a big gulp, the handsome man from the first table suddenly said, This blue wine is made with blue wine kill stone. With your power, you can't take it if you drink in a big mouthful. Yi Mo knew that the man reminded him, thinking his cultivation level was low. Yi Mo scanned around and saw no one else reminded him. Even that Dunyang just looked at him coldly, as though if he fell down they could come up and divide his assets. What a pity. If you died, perhaps I can find an extreme grade immortal range in your storage ring too. The braided girl sighed. Thank you, friend. Yi Mo thanked and saluted with his fists to this man. At the same time, he lost all good impression of this little girl. She seemed innocent, but was so evil. Despite thanking him, Yi Mo still drank the wine in a big gulp. The nearby people dazed. Was this immortal king seeking death or crazy? Even immortal monarchs drank in small sips. Yi Mo wasn't seeking death. His spirit sense could sense the killing intent in the wine. After drinking it, he clearly felt the killing intent. It charged at his sea of consciousness and even wanted to twist his meridians, but with the pressure of Yi Mo's immortal essence and spirit sense, it immediately turned into knowledge of killing intent. His understanding of killing intent God art was deeper. His spirit sense scanned out, and the murderous qi outside affected him less. No wonder the poem goes 1 kettle of wine, and one can reach the abyssal river. That probably meant the blue kettle. What was the white kettle? You're fine. The braided girl saw Yi Mo drank a big gulp, and was completely fine. He didn't even need to sit down and refine it. The rest of the people looked at Yi Mo with a daze. No one was stupid here, and seeing that Yi Mo was completely fine after drinking a big gulp, everyone realized he wasn't simple. What shocked them even more was that this time Yi Mo raised the winner kettle and poured the entire kettle in his mouth. A terrifying killing intent swept over. Yi Mo felt satisfied. As he used his immortal essence, the killing intent soon was fused into his god art by the three-birth chant. A terrifying killing intent swept over. Yi Mo felt satisfied. As he used his immortal essence, the killing intent soon was fused into his god art by the three-birth chant. Yi Mo could clearly feel part of his god arts improve. At the same time, his cultivation level loosened up. At this moment, he scanned his spirit sense outside. That terrifying murderous chi became much tamer. It wasn't fierce and oppressive as before. This blue wine's not bad. How much is the white wine? Yi Mo put the empty wine kettle on the bar and asked Dunyang. There was no more sound in the shop. That long-haired man who scorned Yi Mo even shivered. If he still didn't realize that Yi Mo hid his power, then he would be an idiot. Even if Yi Mo wasn't an immortal emperor, he would be a top-level body refinement immortal. White wine is 100 white wine kill stones for a kettle. Dunyang offended a mortal friend before. I'm willing to give you 10% off. Just 90 white wine kill stones are fine. Dunyang got up and bowed to Yi Mo. She had been selling wine for all these years, from a mortal monarch to a mortal emperor, from a mortal spirit body primary stage to a immortal god body primary stage, but she had never seen someone like Yi Mo who came here for the first time and ranked the entire kettle in one go. Yi Mo was shocked at this price. Wouldn't that mean it would cost 10 extreme grade immortal ranges? The white wine would definitely be better than the blue wine, but Yi Mo didn't want to use 9 extreme grade immortal ranges to buy one. In that case, never mind. I'll go see if I can find some white wine kill stones in the Qing Wei Abyssal River. Yi Mo said and turned to leave. Immortal friend, please wait a moment. The immortal emperor middle stage old woman suddenly stopped Yi Mo. Yi Mo, stop, she said. Immortal friend, seeing as how you drank the blue wine so quickly, you must be a top-level body refinement immortal? If you reached immortal god body, then I'm willing to collaborate with you to explore the Qing Wei Abyssal River Lightning Kill God Palace. Lightning Kill God Palace? Yi Mo knew from Kai Mi that Qing Wei Abyssal River was formed by the palm of a powerful being. How could there be some god palace then? It's your first time at Qing Wei Abyssal River. Seeing that Yi Mo didn't even know this, the old woman frowned. Yi Mo quickly saluted with his fists. That's right, it's my first time here. That's why I wanted to buy a jade slip to know about the situation here. The old woman nodded. Ever since people could come in here, the Lightning Kill God Palace was found. You probably know Jiu Qian Emperor Sect, Jizong Immortal Emperor, right? He has a golden bow of immortal extermination. He found the bow in that palace. It seems news of Yi Mo taking the bow still hasn't reached here yet. What? Golden bow of immortal extermination came from the Lightning Kill God Palace? Yi Mo became excited. Yi Mo's second purpose here was to find the remaining 8 golden bone arrows. Dunyang gave a jade slip to Yi Mo again in awkwardness. Immortal friend, this is free. Thank you. Yi Mo scanned his spirit sense, and immediately. This jade slip was very precise. It's unknown when the Qing Wei Abyssal River appeared, but it said that it was palmed out by a powerful being. The murderous qi never dissipated, and at the start, the murderous qi was so powerful that even immortal emperors couldn't get close. Later on, the murderous qi dissipated and body refinement cultivators could come over here. Countless body refinement immortals reaped great benefits here at the Qing Wei Abyssal River. This was not only the pinnacle grounds for body refinement, but the Qingwei Abyssal River also created countless wine kill stone. The stone contains all sorts of killing intent and killing force. It could help cultivators learn kill force god art. However, different people had different capabilities to learning. Later on, there was a powerful winemaker who combined the stones with a mortal spirit herb to create 3 wines. It was the blue, white, and black wine. Drinking this wine was much easier to learn Dao art than using the wine kill stone. This was why the wine was so appreciated, but its value was too high. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to get enough wine kill stones even after cultivating here for countless years. Other than wine kill stones, Lightning Kill God Palace was found in the Qingwei Abyssal River too. The most famous magic artifact from there was Golden Bow of Immortal Extermination. It was taken by Jizong, Immortal Emperor, and using this, Jizong, Immortal Emperor, set his dominant status in the immortal realm and developed Jiuqian Emperor sect into one of the top emperor sections. Not everyone was so lucky. Many cultivators who came here were obliterated by the murderous Qi. The Lightning Kill God Palace is extremely huge. I've been once, and I know part of the life corners. Seeing Yi, Mo put away the jade slip, the old woman said. What's life corner? Yi Mo asked. Corners with no murderous Qi. I've been there. The young girl quickly said. To Qianbei, we have part of the map to the Lightning Kill God Palace. This map is left behind by an Immortal Emperor Peak stage. We're willing to contribute the map. The Immortal Monarch middle stage got up and saluted with his fists to Yi Mo and the old woman. You want to join up with us to the palace? Yi Mo had some good impression of this Immortal Monarch. The pretty female Immortal Monarch also got up and said in surprise, Brother Sheng. The Immortal Monarch middle stage saluted with his fists to Yi Mo. We're a couple, and we've been cultivating our body here for a few centuries. We're about to leave here, but we got a partial map of the palace. However, we can't go in. I feel Qianbei isn't an ordinary person, so I want to give this map to Qianbei. Wanbei wishes to follow the 2 Qianbei in. Then the Immortal Monarch middle stage took out a jade slip, and the jade slip floated to Imo, looked inside. There was a white river, but there were markers to enter the river, and there was guidelines in the river. The man knew they were too weak and couldn't explore the palace, even with the map, so they gave it to Yi Mo in hopes of Yi Mo taking them in. Yi Mo, and everyone realized what they meant. Yi Mo saluted with his fists. If you and your wife don't mind, you can come in with me, but my power is weak, and I might not be able to take care of you too. The Immortal Monarch middle stage immediately saluted with his fists. Wanbei and my wife only wish to follow Qianbei inside the palace. As for our life and death inside, we won't burden Qianbei. Wanbei Yu Lishing, title Yuanzhong. This is Wanbei's Dao partner, Shiqiong, title Qiqing. They definitely have some purpose wanting to go in the palace, so desperately, but Yi Mo didn't mind as long as there was no conflict of interests. Okay, I'm called Yi Mo said straightforwardly. At this moment, the scrawny old man laughed. I also want to join the fun with you guys. I'm only good with spirit sense cultivation method and have some experience in blocking the murderous Qi. The old man finished, and then a ripple appeared in front of him. The ripple expanded like a shield and slowly went out of the shop. Everyone's spirit sense followed the ripple and found that all the murderous Qi was blocked by the shield tunnel. Spirit sense could go in freely. Yi Mo was alert. This old guy had such powerful spirit sense cultivation method. With that, he was no weaker than the old woman. At this moment, the white-haired man got up and saluted with his fists. Qianbei, Wan Beigai Shanqing. I have a twisted moon mirror artifact that can detect the power of murderous Qi. If Qianbei don't mind, I wish to join the squad too. I only wish to go to the outer palace. This magic artifact is good. You can join us. The old woman said before Yi Mo could speak. Yi Mo looked around. He felt he said nothing, but these people treated him as the leader. He really wanted to go to the palace, but he didn't agree to join up with them. Yi Mo had the feeling that he was being used. Everyone, my cultivation level isn't high. I believe there's many people stronger than me here. In that case, why does everyone want to join up with me? Yi Mo was very straightforward. This concerned his life. He had to ask. Yu Lishing spoke first. Yi Qianbei, it's because you can drink a kettle of blue wine in one go. Regardless if you're a mortal emperor or an immortal god body Qianbei. That means Qianbei's domain can block the murderous qi of the Qing Wei Abyssal River. The scariest thing about entering the Qing Wei Abyssal River is this murderous qi. If Qianbei's domain can block the murderous qi, we would have half the trouble of entering the palace. Yu Lishing spoke first. Yi Qianbei, it's because you can drink a kettle of blue wine in one go. Regardless if you're a mortal emperor or an immortal god body Qianbei. That means Qianbei's domain can block the murderous qi of the Qing Wei Abyssal River. The scariest thing about entering the Qing Wei Abyssal River is this murderous qi. If Qianbei's domain can block the murderous qi, we would have half the trouble of entering the palace. Yi Mo nodded to Lishing and sneered at the old woman. So you're planning to use me as a shield? My cultivation level is low, but not everyone can use me as a shield. The old woman smiled and didn't mind. You're wrong. I'm collaborating with you, not using you as a shield. My domain can't block the murderous qi, as well as you, but it's not for show. If our domain combines, and then there's the old man's spirit sense wall and Gai Xiangqing's twisted moon mirror, there's almost no pressure going into the palace. You're the best at blocking the murderous qi. That's why you're the leader. We have to add our domains onto yours. Yi Qianbei, this Qianbei is right, it's indeed so. Yu Lishing quickly added, so that's it. Yi Mo's anger before was fake. He turned around and smiled to Dunyang. Dunyang, is there any other way to buy your white and black wine? Dunyang smiled to Yi Mo. Of course, but the value of that thing can't be low. Yi Mo laughed and took out a jade box. Of course not. There's a fruit inside to trade for one kettle or blue, white, and black wine. Before Yi Mo finished, everyone in here stared at Yi Mo, thinking he was crazy. No matter what immortal fruit Yi Mo took out, it wouldn't be enough to trade for these 3 fruits unless it was something like Death Dao fruit. Dunyang's face sunk immediately. Dao friend, Yi is playing with me? She didn't plan to open it at all because she felt there was nothing worth it. Does it look like I'm playing with you? And my fruit is also exchanging for your wine recipe. Yi Mo added plainly. Everyone looked at Yi Mo in shock, thinking he was robbing the wine. Dunyang Hotel had been here for all these years. If anyone could rob it, it wouldn't survive till today. A red light flashed, and a red ring appeared above Dunyang's head. There seemed to be a magic artifact jumping around inside. My shop is small, but not everyone can rob it. Take your fruit back, I'm not trading. Dunyang sneered as her killing intent exploded. Yi Mo didn't seem to notice it and said, although I want good things when I see it, I'm not low enough to rob it. Look at my thing first. If you like it, then trade. If not, I'll take it and leave immediately. Seeing Yi Mo wasn't joking at all, Dunyang felt strange too. Okay, in that case, I'll have a look. Dunyang grabbed the jade box and opened the restriction. There was a blue fruit laying in the middle. It didn't have any arrow. Dunyang dazed. What fruit was this? How could it exchange for the 3 kettles and the recipe? Emperor with blue fruit. The scrawny old man said subconsciously, You really have Emperor with blue fruit? Where did you get it? Yi Mo acted as though he didn't hear the series of questions and said to Dunyang, What do you think? Why should he tell this scrawny old man? Plus, this old man gave him a subtle, threatening feeling. This really is Emperor with blue fruit? It can allow immortal Emperor to break through without any barrier and feel the Tao waves of the heavens? Dunyang asked. Yi Mo closed the jade box and put the restrictions back on before slowly asking, I didn't expect there to be someone to recognize it. Saves me the trouble of explaining. That's right, this is Emperorwood Blue Fruit. It's up to you if you want to trade it. If not, I'm leaving now. The old woman didn't seem to know, but after hearing Dunyang's words, her eyes lit up more than the old man. This was definitely something beyond level 9 immortal spirit item. She didn't expect a mere immortal king had this many things. I knew about the fruit from Little Mud, immortal friend. I trust him. Dunyang pointed at the scrawny old man. Yi Mo almost laughed. This was a really queer name. Little Mud, immortal friend. Little Mud, immortal friend is really knowledgeable. Yi Mo laughed and saluted with his fists to this old man. Haha, immortal friend, you really has a lot of good things. If I'm not wrong, you're not yet immortal king, right? I didn't expect someone who's not immortal emperor to have this many good things. The scrawny old man's eyes were fixed on the jade box, even when talking to Yi Mo seeing this. Yi Mo breathed easy. It seemed that this old man wasn't immortal emperor peak stage yet. Otherwise, he wouldn't even care about it. It's not Little Mud immortal friend's concern what my cultivation level is. Who said that those who aren't immortal emperor can't have emperor with blue fruit, right? Yi Mo felt the old man's pressure press over and said in contempt, I'm willing to trade, but my black wine can't make up a kettle. I can give you 1 blue, 2 white, and 1 bottle of black. Dunyang said. Yi Mo laughed. 1 bottle of black wine is fine, but I didn't hear you mention the recipe. Sorry, we're not going to disclose our recipe. Dunyang wasn't as polite as before seeing that Yi Mo was an immortal emperor. Yi Mo didn't mind and took the jade box. In that case, never mind. Let's go to the palace, now then. The old woman rejoiced seeing Yi Mo take the jade box. Yi Mo sneered inside. How could he not tell what the old woman's intentions were? Sorry, I don't want to team up with you. Immortal friend you, if you and your wife wants to team up with me, we can go to now. If not, I'm going alone. Yi Mo rejected the old woman and said to Yu Leshing and Shiqiang, You dare to go in the river with 2 mere immortal monarchs? The old woman asked, Is there a problem? Yi Mo sneered. With his current power, how can he be scared of an immortal emperor middle stage old hag? Marshall's sister Kai Lu. Since this guy thinks he's too good, then we can team up. The scrawny old man smiled. The old woman laughed. In that case, I'll team up with Little Mud Marshall brother. I believe everyone here is immortal spirit body and above. If you want to join us, then follow behind me. Gai Shangqing and the white-haired immortal monarch thought about it and stood behind the old woman. The people from the second table all stood behind them too. Yi Mo was certain that if he didn't take out Emperor with blue fruit, the 2 immortal emperors definitely wouldn't team up to go into the river now, but even so he wasn't scared. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.